Hey everybody, welcome to the NoRights Podcast. I am Ben, aka NoRights, your host for the evening, and joining me, I've got a nice rose gallery here. Let me tell you about it. My good buddy and co-host, as per usual, Ian. How you doing, Ian?
Shot of soak.
Right. They're not sponsoring us, and drink responsibly, folks. Also joining us, as per usual, my twin brother and arch nemesis, Franklin. How you doing, Frank?
What's up, peeps?
Beep, 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 beep. Easter is on the way. Also joining us from his lair in the Batcave, good friend of the show. You probably missed him last week because he came on right as the show was over, but he's here now, and he's going to lay some sort of smackdown, I assume. I'm not sure. Please welcome Doug Russell of the Crushcast and other subsidiaries.
Ladies and gentlemen, the king is dead, and in his place is Doug E, and the E stands for Extreme.
I thought it was Doug E. Fresh. Are you not so fresh now, Doug?
That'd be Doug E. Dangerously.
Oh, okay.
Check your privilege.
Speaking of throwing down, whose turn is it for trivia to pick the trivia this week? I wonder.
Well, let's have the undisputed champion pick it this week, but that's later in the show.
You know what? I'm actually going to declare right here, right now, that this week's trivia is officially sanctioned as a title match.
Oh no, man. Nate's not even here.
Oh my god, you heard it here, folks.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Nate's not even here, man. He wanted to get in on that, so...
You know what?
Yeah.
Here's the thing about Nate. Yeah, that's right. Here is the thing about Nate. He likes to talk the big game, but when it comes right down to it, when the possibility of the great one is on the podcast, all of a sudden he's not here, ladies and gentlemen.
I know. I messaged him on Facebook. I went down to knock on his door. He messaged me yesterday. I didn't get back to him till today. He said he got his 3D printer now. So.
Ooh.
Oh, so he's 3D printing himself out a second place little trophy that he's to put on his shelf. But right here tonight is where champions live. Okay, and notice that one person is not here.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's that Doug bringing the smackdown. You'll be seeing plenty of that during the trivia challenge later tonight. But I think first we should all play a little catch up because it's been a while since we've all been on the same audio call. I mean, not even in the same room. Don't even worry about that.
Hey, I'm trying to change that, man. I'm trying to see when we can hook up.
Coming to your house, Ben, and then Doug's. He doesn't know where I live though, so we're cool.
It's like, I'm coming to your house, and then your house, and then. No, I ain't been to your house. Your house is sticky. But I'm coming to your house. All right. Okay, so
got dogs, and I don't fuck with that. That dangerous.
I got those allergies, That dandruff, no. Can't have that pet dander, no. Anyway, okay, so let's do a little catch-up. Ian, what have you been doing since we last spoke with you?
Let's see. I've been doing a little bit of coding, chatting with the ladies. Some more. I got a girl's number. I'm supposed to call her tomorrow.
Oh boy.
What would you do, Ian, if one of these ladies that you were chatting with turned out to be like a highly intelligent artificial intelligence? You know, it turned out I'm really just a bunch of ones and zeros, but you can love me, Ian.
Watson. I won on Jeopardy.
Well, can I be like, can I buy you? Can I have you so I can sell you?
Whoa, wait. This show went somewhere else real quick.
I'm talking about like, hey, I can make money.
I said I was Watson,
here.
not a whore. I think I'm peeking. I'm gonna turn her back a little bit on the gain on my.
Yeah, you peeked at Watson, man.
Yeah, you peeked at Watson. It was your joke. Anyway,
Ian's trying to peek at Watson.
You trying to get a peek at her.
Peek on sneak.
Who was that guy in that movie, Her? You guys seen that movie?
Oh, with Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix and Scarlett Johansson.
The voice of Scarlett Johansson. Was she actually in it?
No, she wasn't in it, and also she wasn't the original voice that he was responding to during the filming. She was dubbed over in post.
The breakfast cereal, Post?
Yes. Post would be a company, not the breakfast cereal,
Speaking
but whatever.
Speaking of movies without spoilers, because I haven't seen that yet. Don't spoil it, Ben. No spoilers, Doug.
I can't spoil anything for you because you're never going to watch anything.
I'm seeing it for the second time tomorrow, man. It is fantastic.
Okay, I didn't get a chance to see it today. I'm trying to drive my wife to it, so hopefully tomorrow.
You know what you need to see, Frank, is The Force Awakens. Then you'll be allowed to see Deadpool. What?
Forget that. It's just wom 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 wom, boom boom boom. You know what? It's a bunch of crappy lightsabers. Forget Star Wars. Go see Deadpool. 10 chimichangas out of 10, ladies and gentlemen.
No spoilers, Doug.
I'm not spoiling it.
So we get to see Ryan Reynolds play Ryan Reynolds for the 15th time, of course. It's going to be great. I'm just joking. I want to see it too, but
I was going to do an article on the Deadpool movie, something about that it suffered from like licensing problems or something.
I got so mad, like I almost bought the game, but I was like, I don't feel like paying $50, and then I saw it's on sale for $20, and I'm like, I just bought a bunch of fucking games. So.
Oh well. So anyway, Ian, you've been chatting up the ladies, chatting with the hot babes all day. And you've been coding, you little code monkey. What you been writing there?
Well, I've been sort of just like pacing on the JavaScript a little bit. Mainly this past couple of days, I've been working on that LED panel that I was putting in the picture frame.
Oh, okay.
I forgot. You said you got a bunch of LED lights, right?
Yeah, I got like 5 strips of LEDs.
And some black lights?
It's crazy, like 100 feet of LEDs almost.
So are you basically assembling a light bright?
Yeah.
No, he's gonna have them on remote, and then it's gonna come down and go red, and be like, oh yeah.
Be like, hey baby, check out my room.
A bed just falls from the wall.
I fucked up my hand though, man.
Okay, now.
Whoa.
What did you do?
Whoa.
Well, like I was one of the picture frames I was at. It had the glass cover on it, and I was like trying to put the take the cover out, and I was sort of trying to like it wasn't coming out for some reason, and I was trying to flex it a little bit, and then the glass shattered in my hand.
Oh man, I've had that kind of fun before. Yeah. Well, you're alright.
I get frustrated with shit, man.
Like, you gotta be careful with glass. It will break. It's not.
That is a factual statement, Ben. I will give you that.
Yeah, all right, cool. So, well, it sounds like you've been busy making progress on things there, Ian. Sounds good at Casa de Ian.
Yeah, I bought a lot of stuff, so it's like I got a pile of stuff I finally got in from Amazon. So it's like I'm anxious to work on it. I gotta rewire all my audio setup, the LEDs. I gotta rearrange shit.
Ian's one of those makers, isn't he? Because he's got he's got all this coding, and then he's also got a bunch of physical stuff that's arrived that he's got to put together. So
and then if someone comes to his house, they're just gonna think he's making bombs and shit.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's funny that you mentioned that because I remember when I was a kid, my best friend, he was helping me try to make like he had one of those like gyros, and he was trying to show me how to like making like electromagnet and stuff, like geeky type stuff, and we were wiring some batteries together with like magnets and shit, and my mom thought she got scared because she thought what are you trying to make a bomb or something?
Yeah.
It was back like in the 90s,
It's gonna be the bomb to the ladies, mama.
No, I remember Frank's best friend back in high school, like he got some of that special effects gel that you use for pyrotechnic stuff, and he like squirted it on his back and lit threw a match back there on a fire and went right down the street on it, and then some lady chased him down and like hosed him off. And he's like, damn it, you ruined my thing. She's like, oh, put you out, boy.
Damn it, Bobby.
Oh.
Damn it, Frankie.
Yeah, what?
That just made me think of Stephen Urkel going, I'd never build an atom bomb, although I could. Anyway, well, it's good you're keeping busy and getting all that stuff done. Things, it's hard to keep busy sometimes. You get that lull, and it's like, I'll just sleep in today.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping busy living.
Alright.
Get busy living or get busy coding.
Okay, so anyway,
What
also,
about you, Doug? What have you been
Me?
up to?
I only care about two things: my freaks and my peaks. Okay.
So,
Why don't you
long,
You
been a long week at Walmart there, Doug?
Jiggle those arms.
Bro, like I came off of like a month of not working out because I was in pain, kind of banged up at the end of the year. So I took a couple weeks off, got like a mild cold, had to take off another like 2 weeks. But now I'm back on it. So, but all of a sudden, like the peaks are pretty much back already. So feeling pretty good about that. About to put in a new order to my wonderful sponsor, which is Fireline Strong. So.
I saw
That's a sponsored
Furious
athlete,
Pete's
ladies and
video.
gentlemen.
He was deadlifting like 655.
Huh?
I saw Frank knows Furious Pete, that competitive eater, and
Yeah.
he does workout
I'll tell you what.
videos.
Furious
He
Pete.
deadlifted 655.
Yeah, Furious Pete, man, I got a lot of respect for him because he's had cancer twice and beaten it both times.
Oh yeah.
So like that dude, nothing but mad respect for him because dude's been through a lot of shit.
And he's still pretty buff for having dealt
Yeah.
with that bullshit. He didn't
I
lose a
know.
lot of that bulk.
So and apparently the second time I was like testicular cancer or something, and that right there can just completely screw with your workouts and your gains because if your testicles aren't making testosterone, you don't grow. So it's mad respect to that.
Well,
I had respect for the dude's balls.
He was fighting cancer, but didn't he do that 30-day transformation though at the same time? He looked pretty ripped after that.
Well, I mean, that's probably because his doctors probably had him on like TRT or something. So like that.
Well, he did the thing where he shows how fake it can be. Like he did the after picture before the before.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so what's up with you, Doug?
Just working, man. Still trying to bang out the script and the story for the horror project I have going on. I had to push back the start date to probably like mid to late April because I still haven't gotten everybody casted. I think I have my male lead. Hopefully, if he agrees to be in it, I have a male lead.
Look, Ian's right here. Just ask him right now, do you want him to be the lead in your movie?
No, I need someone with a full head of hair, and if you take a look at that picture, that obviously disqualifies him.
I guess I need to change my picture, man.
What?
Dude, that
what's
picture
doing
was from
is
like 5
mirror it.
years ago.
What? I can mirror that shit.
Good. Hold on, I'll change it. Okay, this is me now.
Oh, you guys. Always such fun. Well,
but yeah,
Well,
I'm just working on
Every
that.
time I show him a
gotta
picture, he's like, "That's fake."
Photoshop, bald ass.
we know you're really a tiny mouse inside a giant human suit.
Working the gears.
Like Peaky and the Brain.
No, but I'm also working on my the Fat Freak brand. So, and I got a couple of different things coming out. Hopefully here soon, if I can get my shiznits together.
Did you ever teach yourself C++?
I've actually started looking into it and learning how to work in that language. I'm very much a beginner, so I'm a fucking noob, dog. Call me
Noob dog. Well, I like it. You know, we're into the second month of the year already, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I've been keeping busy. I've been learning stuff, doing things, keeping busy. Gonna kick winter's ass." Anyway, so
That reminds me. Did you see how crazy it was out there? Like yesterday, man. Like the other night, it was like there was so much snow out. It almost looked like daytime during the night, where it was like so white everywhere.
yeah, I saw some photos
snow
of
was
some
coming
whiteouts.
down in blizzards.
Yeah, driving home last night, it hit us out of nowhere for like 5 minutes. It was just boom, and then it went away.
Ours, they really didn't hit us very hard, so.
Well, it scared shit out of us because we have an hour commute, and I didn't want to be fucking sitting in that shit for an hour.
Alrighty then.
So
let's move on to Frank. What have you been doing since the last show, Franklin?
Oh, just playing video games and
video games.
Yeah, and working on getting my server up so Ben and I can play a decent frame rate.
Yeah, he's been working on his sideburns.
Yeah, I'm growing a beard out actually there, Doug. Good looking out. Good looking out.
Well, Frank, your screen is frozen on my end, so you just look like, I just swallowed a lemon. Anyway, so you're trying. The thing is, you got those shaders, and you're trying to get them to work with the mod pack, and it's killing your frame rate.
Because I reinstalled. I had 2 non-shader versions with less mods, and they don't fucking play like. I got 1 frame a second.
Nice.
So.
Yeah. A frame a second.
Yeah, anyway. A frame a second is not playable frame rates.
You're getting like a frame a minute.
Anyway. So you've been playing the games, Frank. Tell everybody what games you've been playing.
Well, I went I'm a PC guy for now. I'm starting out, and I got a bunch of demos.
PC. I didn't know that.
Noob.
Yeah. So I got a bunch of demos because I figured, well, what the fuck, might as well try out a bunch of different shit. And my most favorite platformer right now is Freedom Poopy. You play as a turd climbing around the pipes. Trying to get
I think you killed Doug. Oh. So you're playing the fugitive poop, huh?
Yeah, it's it's 60 frames a second. Yeah, it's cool.
Did you say the fugitive poop?
Huh?
Yeah. He's standing at that pipe.
I didn't poop my wife. I don't care.
Anyway. Oh, man. Well, yeah, Frank and I, we were talking last night over Skype because it was real late by the time I managed to start working on, coloring Monday's comic because I drew it the day before yesterday, and then last night I was just going to color it, but I decided, hey, I'm going to upgrade my OS. That can't take that long. Yes, it can. It can take quite a long time. It's
I'm gonna upgrade my OS.
I was like, I'll just do it. I mean, it won't take that long, right? Just install. I mean, the last time I upgraded, it wasn't that bad, and then it's like took an hour to download, and then it was like 30 minutes. Go up for a while, go upstairs for a while, come back down. 30 minutes. Well, this is odd. About an hour later, 12 minutes. Well, this okay.
22%.
Did they add like a lot of stuff to that new OS? It's like, unless they add a lot of new complicated stuff, why does she have to be broken?
The weird thing is, a lot of stuff is just changed for change's sake. Like, the way they changed mission control now, you have to mouse over the different desktops you have in case you want to see what's on it. It's like, why? I just want to see it. Why would you hide that and make me have to do an extra step? But yeah. We were talking till like 3 in the morning while I was coloring and shading Monday's comic. Yeah, Frank was playing games.
Why you play all those games?
Yeah, I was up till 3:30.
Working on a server. Yeah, I've been working in the studio, trying to balance, working in the, doing the podcast, trying to do the comic, and trying to get all these other projects done. So that's pretty much all I've been doing. I've been trying to get on top of things, because this winter weather, man, you wake up and you're like, no, I think I'm going to go back to sleep. It's just, you don't have to get up, you really don't want to. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like go to bed at 3 and then get up at 5 in the afternoon.
I got up at like 6 because my dogs needed back out.
Well, it's like with this show, we tried doing it earlier, and it's that we ended up doing.
Work, did it?
No, well, it's for different reasons. Frank was holding us up because he had to take the dogs out, and he had to get some Taco Bell, and he had to do these other things, and then another day you wanted to start at 6, and then tonight Doug wanted to start at 8:30. So it's like I'll just accept that Saturdays are going to be eaten up by doing the show and then doing the Minecraft and chill or whatever we do afterwards for a bit. But then Sundays I'll just sleep it off, upload the show, get stuff ready for Monday, so it's good.
Yeah, I'd just like to go on record. I try to work with you, man.
You try. Everybody tries. We all try, Ian.
Everybody tries, except you.
All right.
Except you fail.
Anyway, so that I think that wraps up the catch up. Let's get into the news. What do you think, Ian? You ready for the news?
All right, Vince, you didn't have anything that you said you were doing just besides talking with Frank last night?
Well, that's because I was working, man. I mean, I've been doing stuff. I've been trying to do some animating, working on the comic, trying to get things done, man.
Yeah.
Damn it, Bubba, he's trying to get it done.
Get it done right.
I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, hands above the covers.
Oh, boy.
Are you walking off in my trailer?
I believe they were Oriental. Anyway.
All right.
I think they were
Well,
Buck Coat and Beaver.
It's time.
if you
Beaver
want
and
to talk
Buff.
about the news, if you don't have anything else to talk about, we could go ahead.
Well, we've got a topic for tonight's show, but that'll be after the news stories. So,
Oh boy, we better get raring though.
the news with Ian. You alright over there? Alright, kids, forget console gaming. Play the FBI's browser-based game instead. Wait, what?
What?
Slippery Slope to Violent Extremism is an awful game unworthy of even pirating.
Oh!
Please tell us
Hi-yo.
about this one. Ayo! Okay.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so, yeah. It says after... Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. After months of delay, the FBI has unveiled an online educational site for children. The Bureau's Don't Be a Puppet, Pull Back the Curtain on Violent Extremism program is designed to sway kids from falling prey to violent extremists. It's a great concept, as we often hear of one prosecution after another of somebody in the U.S. being apprehended after wanting to join ISIS and succumbing to the terror group's online recruitment tactics. The site, which surprisingly eludes the First Amendment, teaches kids about propaganda, symbols, and groupthink. It talks about what a violent extremist, or violent extremism, and among other things, how violent extremists make contact. But here's where things go awry on the site, which debuted days ago. There's a free video game called The Slippery Slope to Violent Extremism. It basically looks like a prequel to the world's first ever video game. The player uses the left and right arrow computer keys to move a run and go to avoid blocks. The blocks apparently represent violent extremists. Hit the block and the go explodes. Here's the game's instructions. Use the left and right arrow keys on your keyboard to move the go side to side. Avoid the blocks, cross each finish line, and wait for the distorted logic text to appear before continuing. Use the spacebar to start over. If you crash, the video game will end after you finish all 6 levels or use up all of your attempts, shown in the upper right hand corner of the game. Yeah. The distorted logic text, however, appears to be taken right out of the playbook of any U.S. politician inciting violence or war. There are phrases like, we must defend our traditions. The enemy is responsible for this injustice, and our violent actions will result in a better future. This is how FBI describes the site. The site doesn't refute violent extremist beliefs point by point or discuss matters of faith or politics. Instead, it makes teens aware of the destructive reality of various forms of violent extremism, including hateful attacks based on race, religion, or other factors. Though it's Don't Be a Puppet theme, the program encourages teens to look for themselves, or to think for themselves and display a healthy skepticism if they come across anyone who appears to be advocating extremist violence. We want teens to apply their critical thinking skills to this issue just like they would to any subject in school, says Jonathan Cox, an FBI spokesman. We're saying don't be a puppet, or in other words, don't just blindly accept what violent extremists tell you, or you could end up being controlled and manipulated by people you want to hurt or kill innocent people. So,
yeah. First off, you have to play a goat who, if it falls prey to violent extremists, the goat explodes. Am I a little, Is it wrong to see a little bit of a problem with that?
Go fucker.
I just
got a little bit of a problem with that. Just gonna have to go ahead and give that a thumbs down. Can't do it.
I mean, it's weird to me because
when
you think about it, like the FBI, they're supposed to be the cool department in the government, and like
they are. There's a cool department in the government.
I don't know. You make it sound cool. FBI. Anyway, it's like you have this very.
Are you black? You sound black.
Okay, Master Shake. It just seems like a very weird thing to try and make into a video game. And, I mean, they're aiming it at teens. They're aiming it at teens, and it's like, the Army has a video game that people like playing, and outside of just the fact that it's a recruitment tool for the Army, it's like, why does anybody talk to them about making a game? Who thought, hey, let's just make this goat trying to escape violent extremism? It just sounds like something on Don't Copy That Floppy levels of what? I don't know. What are your thoughts, Ian? I mean, you're the one that brought the story to us.
I don't know. Like, really, this is just in the haste of trying to find a news article, but I mean, it does look pretty bad. I mean, it's just like, can we have the money back to where we had to pay the person that actually spent the time to do this?
No, Ian, that's it.
I mean,
it just went into a black hole, didn't it?
Can we just have them play Frog Fractions, but instead of fractions, have it be like Frog Extremists? I don't know.
Like no, that's not true, Mom. I just want to let you know, Mom, that's not true.
How about you, Frank? What are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Gaming Guy?
That's what I do. Tell him, Master Chuck.
Are you black? You sound black. A game against counterterrorism with goats. So we're saying they're goat fuckers. Yeah, that's. God damn it.
That's kind of damn it.
Oh, man, is that a problem, man? Do I want to come over and go ahead and that's it,
Oh, man.
Damn it. Okay, let's reach Doug. Your opinion, sir.
No, sir. I don't like it.
No, sir.
No, sir.
I don't like it.
All right.
Okay,
I think
that's
we're
good
all in
enough for me.
agreement.
Let's
Moving on.
Let's
move on to warning. Bug in Adobe Creative Cloud deletes Mac user data without warning. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. I should be paying attention to this one, even though I don't use Creative Cloud. Because I'm the only Mac well, Doug's still on Mac, right?
Yeah, currently, yes.
He's
I don't
propping his
use anything
iPhone against the Mac,
Adobe-based,
yes.
so...
Are you anti-Adobe, Doug?
You damn right.
Alright. Tell us all about this here story there, Ian.
It says Adobe Systems has stopped distributing a recently issued update to its Creative Cloud graphics service amid reports the Mac version can delete important user data without warning or permission. The deletions happen whenever Mac users log into the Adobe service after the update has been installed. According to officials from Backblaze, a data backup service whose users are being disproportionately inconvenienced by the bug. Upon sign-in, a script activated by Adobe Cloud deletes the contents in the alphabetically first folder in a Mac's root directory. Backblaze users are being especially hit by the bug because the backup service relies on data stored in a hidden root folder called .bzvol. Because the folder is the alphabetically topmost hidden folder at the root of so many users' drives, they are affected more than users of many other software packages. This caused a lot of our customers to freak out. Backblaze marketing manager Yev Busin wrote in an email. The reason we saw a huge uptick from our customers is because Backblaze's .bzvol is higher up the alphabet. We tested it again by creating a hidden file with an .a name, and the files inside were removed as well. Backblaze officials have published 3 videos that show the deletion bug in action, including the one below. On Friday morning, Adobe Creative Cloud users flooded Twitter with complaints about the unauthorized data deletion. Many users who don't use Backblaze will find the first folder in the Mac root drive is document revisions V100, a folder that stores data required for Mac autosave and version history functions to work properly. Deleting its contents could have negative consequences. The Adobe bug could also have dire consequences for users who have imported folders with spaces in them, since those also assume a top alphabetically sorted spot in the Mac hard drive, which by default is labeled Macintosh HD. An Adobe spokeswoman issued a statement that read, "We are aware that some customers have experienced this issue, and we are investigating in order to resolve the matter as quickly as possible. We are stopping the distribution of the update until the issue has been resolved." The version that appears to be causing the deletions is 3.5.0.206, Busen said. Yeah, and it says they should hold off on installing it if you haven't yet, so. Yeah. I mean,
I have a song.
Whoopsie.
I have a song for this.
Uh-oh.
what?
Fuck. Oh. Yeah, fuck you, Adobe. Yeah, you can go to hell. I said,
Where-
fuck you, Adobe. You can go to hell.
Were you on when we talked about how that since Flash was pretty much dying, they decided to remarket Flash as what was that, Flash Animate or something, right, Ben?
Adobe Animate.
Or Adobe
I
Animate,
was not here for that discussion, but just hearing that right now just makes me just, I just get the Flash off of me, man. Get the Flash off me.
How about you, Frank? What do you think about this?
Oh,
Yeah, be
boy.
frank with us.
Huh?
Be frank with us.
Yeah. That was hilarious. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah. All right.
Ben, what do you say? You're the one who's probably closest to still using that software on a Mac.
Well,
I'm Windows, so we don't have to worry about that.
No,
Just
you
every
still
other
have to worry
virus in
about
the
the
world.
next bug they bring out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ian, 5 seconds ago, it came out with another bug for your phone, for your computer.
Well,
Oh,
I
there's
mean,
another one.
It's stuff like this that it's like, you gotta be careful when, writing updates that like, oh, just have it go out for alphabetically. It's like, no, you really need to identify the folder that you want to delete, because otherwise you can cause a pretty serious problem. So.
It sucks when they, like, it seems like every update something gets broken, just like in general with software or OSs. It's like, they must really change shit around a lot then, for shit to get broken. It's like, if it's...
Don't know what to say.
If it's not broke, why... I mean...
That always happens with updates.
Could be like Angry Joe.
Okay.
What the heck is that?
Something goes wrong. Why you do this? Why you do this?
Angry Joe, he's a video game reviewer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So.
He's one of my favorites on YouTube.
I like when he snapped at YouTube for like removing his videos or not letting him monetize properly.
Oh man,
Yeah.
his like,
Those are great.
this is bullshit. Fix your shit now. Yeah, you really should see his Xbox One videos.
But
All right.
it just surprises me because it's like, you think Adobe is like, what are they, a company worth billions, right?
I think.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that they would be able to, it would be pretty easy for them to be on this. I know they got a lot
Get
of
your
shit,
shit
but
together.
they should have a lot of resources too, though.
Yeah, but they I mean, it's considering the fact that you have to be a Backblaze user to have a bug, and it could affect other things. I'm just saying, considering the circumstances, they can only test for so many things. I mean, Ian, you're a guy who's written code. I'm sure, you write something like, this is going to be great, and then you put it on somebody else's computer and it wipes their hard drive, you'd go, oh no, what did I do? I missed a period somewhere.
Whoopsie!
Whoopsies.
So,
Well, then again, they probably try to do things with the least amount of people, so they don't have to pay them as much.
I just think it's interesting that they mentioned that, like, people were freaking out about it on Twitter, and it's like, just this week on Twitter, people were freaking out that Twitter changed how you read the timelines. They're like, it's now algorithm-based rather than, by timeline, and they're like, no! It's like, oh, somebody decided to program something in, and now they instantly piss a whole lot of people off. Oh, they'll love this. This will be great. No.
I was thinking about doing an article. I decided not to, but Autodesk, which is an equally as big of a giant of company, they laid off like 10% of their programming department, so shit's gonna get fucked up with their software too then, probably.
Depends on how much they depend to plan to release. It's like, just keep that copy around for a while. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
All right. And
Anyways.
now, potentially deadly drug interactions found mining FDA complaint bin.
It says, mixing prescription drugs is exceedingly common. 1 in 5 Americans take 3 or more prescription medicines, and 1 in 10 people take 5 or more. But every now and then, the results can be unexpectedly harmful and sometimes deadly. Adverse drug-to-drug interactions are estimated to put tens of thousands of people in the hospital each year, but they're difficult to predict and even trickier to track. Only a relatively small number of patients may take a specific harmful cocktail of drugs, and only a subset of those will have a notable reaction. To get around the problem, a team of researchers working with journalists at the Chicago Tribune created a computer model to create side effects profiles for prescription drugs. Then they mined a massive database of drug reaction complaints sent to the Food and Drug, the FDA, as well as 380,000 electronic health records. The results of that analysis so far suggest that 4 drug combinations, including the combination of the common antibiotic ceftriaxone with the over-the-counter heartburn medication Prevacid, may cause a potentially fatal heart rhythm. The findings were published Wednesday in the journal Drug Safety. The results are only preliminary and need to be backed up with more data, but in lab tests, the living cells researchers found that the combination of lansoprazole and the other one that I mentioned, that I'm not going to try to pronounce again, blocked an electrical channel crucial for a heart beat. Yeah, it says the other problematic drug combination that the data flagged as possibly producing the same heart problem are cefazolin, an antibiotic, and meperidine, pain medicine, meperidine, and vancomycin, another antibiotic, and metoprolol, blood pressure medication, and phosphatonin, seizure medication. Yeah, this so the researchers are hopeful that the new method will identify other potential drug-to-drug interactions that could prevent deadly events. Yeah, this just makes me think of those commercials where you hear, yeah, this might kill you or put you in a coma, and then you have to listen to like another minute of side effects in the commercial.
Side effects may include runny butthole and death.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
If you or a loved one has died because of this.
There's all these ghosts watching and going, "That's me!"
Yeah, that was me during Don't Starve Together and Chill.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think, Ben? Do you think, I mean, like is this just a thing that you got to deal with when you're taking drugs that are designed in labs? I mean, like, the old Native Americans that came up with like natural shit and natural herbs and stuff, you really don't have to worry about that shit messing with each other, you know?
Well, I mean, if we want to talk about, natural stuff, it's like, it wasn't that long ago that humans only lived to like 40. So, at the end of the day, science has been a good thing at, extending life and finding things. I mean, we still need to find a cure for cancer. We still need to find a cure for the common cold and stuff. But it's like, when you start mixing medications, it's like mixing drinks in a bar. It's like, you better know what they all do before you get involved in that. It's like, I'm on medications, so I don't drink alcohol because I know that's just going to mess it up.
Bro.
Yes, Franklin?
The drug manufacturers don't give a fuck about curing anything. They want to make medicine and sell it.
I agree.
Well, it's like that old Mad TV joke. He's like, I cured cancer, how'd I do that? Well, you took the 5 top minds in the world, gave them all cancer, and within 6 months we had 3 different cures.
Well, no, it's like Chris Rock said, there's no money in the medicine, or no money in the cure, it's in the medicine. It's like, best we can hope for is in a couple of years to go, man, where were you yesterday? Oh, man, my AIDS was acting up. That's what we can hope for.
I don't know. It's like, you think about it, it's like, we don't have a cure for cancer yet, but we've got various different types of pills to give you an erection. That shows you where the money is.
Pills don't give you a boner, man?
I know there's some people they probably give one. Pharmacists going, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, it's always a good thing to pay attention to how the stuff you're taking interacts, and like, I mean, the thing is, at least drugs are somewhat regulated. Stuff like supplements and stuff, where you get, that woman that was the 50-foot woman.
Well,
she took that supplement that turned out to have a bunch of lead.
Oh shit.
That's
Ben's Doug's about to weigh in on the supplements.
The deregulation of supplements isn't 100% true. There's actually been quite a few lawsuits from the government towards individual supplement companies based on their content and what's in the product. For instance, the banning of I think it's ephedra. It's either ephedra or ephedrine. Like the stuff does in like stackers and like yellow jackets and stuff. They just did a damn it. They just did a lawsuit a couple years ago where they put what's called a DMAA, which is like an energy supplement that almost converts to meth in your system. They took that off the market. They also just did it was freaking nuts, man. They
That's
also
where a lot of
just
the meth makers would go is truck stops and get yellow jackets and shit.
Nice.
There's also current lawsuits going on right now versus like 46 supplement companies. It's called protein spiking or amino spiking, where when you say if you get a big tub of protein, it says 26 grams of protein per serving. And what companies were doing to cut down on costs was putting in amino acids, which is a partial protein but not a full rounded protein, into the mix. So it'd be like 26 grams of protein, but only like 14 grams of actual whey protein or whatever it was advertised to have. So the government still has its hand in the supplement pool. They just don't crack down as much because the science is so extreme in different ways for different companies.
Well, my problem is, like, those supplements is, my mom is big on those because she goes and seeks out, like, let me get you this bottle, what is it, is it B12, and I got some B19 here, and she is like, this thing, it's good for your hearing, it's good for you. It's just like these all-around things. She's like, if your knees have been aching, you take this one fish oil, and it's like, it's just like a whole lot of, waving hands magic stuff. She gets a lot of those things in the mail where they're like, my husband thought I was crazy for taking pepper for my cold, but the next morning I woke up feeling great. It's like, come on. We don't need alchemy here.
Well, I was gonna ask you, like, you don't believe in any, like, old-fashioned, like, homeopathic cures or any natural things? I mean...
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think when you obsess over, like, I heard about this old wives' tale that'll cure things, it's like, just give me what I'm not interested in an alternative medicine. I'm interested in what works, what will get rid of it.
Would you rather take something that makes you all around healthier versus just trying to...
Here's the thing, Ian. When you bring it to that extent, my mom will put everything in apple cider vinegar. The entire house smells of apple cider vinegar. She came down with a hot cup of it with a little bit of honey in it, and she's like, here you go, sip this tea. I'm like, that's not tea. That's apple cider vinegar. Just hold your nose and sip. That's what I do. I said, I'm not drinking a glass of apple cider vinegar. I don't care what health benefits you think it has. It's a cup of vinegar. It smells. Get it out of my studio.
Well, see, like, that's the thing, too, is that with a lot of supplements, I mean, everyone kind of thinks that all supplements is, like, they're classified under the extreme banner. Like, you got to be nuts to take supplements. Like, there are so many different ways to have the same outcome for so many people. I mean, just in the way that I take a lot of my supplements, for instance, what works for me doesn't work for others, and vice versa. I mean, I went on a straight up like 3-month kind of binge where I did my standard workouts, but I also took this one little supplement and it drove me through. And it was like this, I don't want to say magic pill, but it was certainly something that, like, on top of what I was already doing, it took it to the next level.
Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on raspberry ketones, Doug?
It's actually an interesting idea. There's still a lot of research that needs to be done on it to really kind of gauge what you should take with it. But I'm not 100% into it myself.
I mean, I'm all for, like, take orange juice to help fight off colds and, do things that are natural and healthy. It's just the whole, we've condensed 10 pounds of cranberry into this little pill, and then if you swallow it, it will, it's like you're not the human body's not meant to have that much condensed cranberry. I don't know. The effects are
well, that's just it.
It's just like snake oil in a pill.
In some cases, depending on what you're taking, a little does a lot, or a lot does a lot. It just depends on what you're taking. For instance, I was drinking, these little itty bitty little shots of pre-workout, but it has this one little ingredient in it that opens up your blood vessels, and all you need is a little bit, and then you're good.
So you're saying it has this one weird trick that?
Yeah, it's all about how your body converts, basically what's called, it's a supplement called arginine, and the arginine gets converted in your intestines into what's called nitric oxide. It opens up the blood vessels in your body. That way blood flow goes through, and then more blood goes to the organs that you're working out when you're working out.
I was making a spam joke, but okay. So,
shut down!
Well,
anyway.
Power of intelligence.
Hey, Ben.
Yes, Franklin?
You can never trust an atom. They make up everything.
Okay, let's move on to the next news story, and I think we've run this one out. We're never going to get through tonight's show if we keep this up. Okay, so PayPal to settle $3.2 million class action lawsuit. Let's take a look at this one.
I got the email. Did you? From PayPal yet?
I get a billion emails. I don't read them.
I get a bunch of them where they're saying, hey, act now to activate this new feature that for some reason you haven't activated in like 3 years because we want more of your money. I mean, it's better for you. So go ahead.
I remember back in school that you were talking about using PayPal and stuff, and you're saying how great it was and all this stuff. I was like, I've never even heard of PayPal.
Yeah. Strange how things have changed, man.
I shop online a lot.
Yeah, that's when I started doing it.
Hey, have you heard of this brand new thing called Napster? It just came out.
No. He needs Kazaa.
No, he wants LimeWire.
Hey guys, sorry I'm on real media. I don't know what you guys are up to, but that's the devil. So anyway,
what do they call those? News. What do they call that thing?
BB board. BBSs.
Basically. Huh?
What? No.
BBCs.
Okay, so
whenever you watch
Payback,
a
whose
review,
Q4 earnings best beat estimates last week, has agreed to settle a class action lawsuit over an issue that has been a pest since the firm's early days.
Yes. It said launched 5 years ago by Moises Zepeda. The lawsuit claims that PayPal freezes funds in customer accounts for 180 days without reason to believe that the users are engaged in any activity prohibited by PayPal, and does not pay customers interest earning during that time. The automated account freezing mechanism is supposed to detect and stamp out fraud. PayPal has agreed to pay out a proposed $3.2 million across the class of users who had an account improperly locked between April 19th of 2006 and November 5th of 2015, according to the settlement. The final approved hearing is set for July 16th of this year. PayPal has voluntarily entered into a settlement agreement to resolve the litigations regarding our handling of some disputes, transactions, account holds, limitations, and reserves, a PayPal spokeswoman said in a statement provided to IBD. We put our customers at the center of everything we do and are committed to continually improving our processes and products to deliver great experiences when our customers use PayPal. Zepeda's attorneys could not be immediately reached for comment. Let me see how long this is. Yeah, it's a pretty long article, but
busted.
I mean,
well, I just like how it's basically, we don't admit to doing any wrongdoing, but we're focused on our customers, and we voluntarily paid $3.2 million up. Really? Hey, we happen to have $3.2 million, you guys. We're going to give it back to you for, not that we did anything, but here's, some candy. It's like,
what? My thing is like it's like all companies, they can't just say we're sorry, but no, they got to be like official and be like, we're doing our best to try to do this, or
well they kind of have
we
to
didn't
say
do
that.
anything wrong, but
they don't want to admit to anything because then it might follow up to a thing. They want to make this go away, but they don't want to admit to any wrongdoing. I mean, PayPal, the problem is that they've had basically kind of a monopoly on online money. So it's like, the one people trust, but it's like if they see a whole bunch of money go through your funds, they'll freeze it. If you try and take money for selling porn online, they'll freeze it. It's like you're kind of at their whim, really. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's actually not that much money for a typical class action suit, I don't think. I mean, you might
it's actually
get like
a small
$1
amount.
or two. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You might get like $2 or something.
Well, that looks like it might be 3-point-something small loans by Donald Trump's dad. Well, no, adjusting for inflation, no. So, anyway.
Actually, honestly, though, like the one thing I am interested in looking into is that class action suit for the art institutes, because I could be eligible to get my, loans forgiven or whatever,
Well, good luck on that.
Yeah.
Well, man, that kind of thing is really big right now because apparently the University of Phoenix had to shut down their veterans tuition program because they're supposedly like patent the books or something. Like it's really heavy right now. There's also one against DeVry, like a couple other for-profit colleges. Yeah,
Dave's school.
Oh man.
I've only been down to DeVry once, and that was a really weird experience. I was picking up a friend of mine. So like we go walking into this place that looked like it's a converted high school into like this really rinky-dink small kind of institute. And like they just let us walk in. Like it had locks on the doors and everything. Like those automatic locks you're always supposed to be able to like use one of those slide cards for. Like it's a really, really cheesy bit, and we walked right in. There's like 4 of us. We could have done anything. It was walked in like doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Is our buddy here? Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. And he's like, hey man, how's it going? It was a really, really weird experience. Like this place was small. Like the hallways were so tiny at the DeVry Institute, you would not believe it.
DeVry, more like do cry.
Place is weird, bro. Like, I'm a nerd. I'm a self-professed nerd and a geek, but man, I walked in there and it was like, you walk around like, oh my goodness, this is sketchy.
All right. So we've wandered away from talking about PayPal at this point. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just we the first episode of the show I came on, we talked about how higher education can be sort of a scam,
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like the quality of it, and who's getting all that money, and how much your benefit of you're seeing of that, and the fact that prices of college have gone up, and the amount of college education is actually getting you a job is questionable. But anyway, let's move on. In your news story to online legal publishers squabble over the right to copyright law. Ooh.
Alright, so this is another copyright one. We've been having a lot of those types of articles because it is a hot button issue lately,
that button's hot.
Ow, 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 ow.
Hot button issue. Alright.
Okay, it says, 2 big-name legal research companies are battling in federal court over the right to exclusively publish the law. In this case, the Georgia Administrative Rules and Regulations. The lawsuit PDF comes as states across the nation partner with, legal research companies to offer exclusive publishing and licensing deals for digitizing and making available online the state's reams of laws and regulations. The only problem is that the law is not copyrightable, or so says one of the publishers involved in the Georgia litigation. In this instance, a District of Columbia-based legal publisher, Fastcase, wants a judge to fend off a cease and desist demand from rival Virginia-based law writer, which has been designed as the exclusive publisher of Georgia's compilation of the rules and regulations of its state's agencies. The lawsuit says the Georgia regulations are binding law, a broad-ranging collection of rules and regulations governing areas from the consumer protection to banking to elections. The Georgia regulations are promulgated by public agencies of the state of Georgia and published for the benefit of the public by Georgia's Secretary of State, as required by OCGA. Defendant law writer purports to have exclusive rights to publish the Georgia regulations. Consistent with the claim of the exclusive rights, law writer has sent plaintiff Fastcase a demand that Fastcase remove the Georgia regulation from its legal research service, which is provided as a free member benefit to members of the State Bar of Georgia. The Georgia regulations are public law published under statutory mandate and are in the public domain. Defendant cannot claim any exclusive right into or in connection with the Georgia regulations. Thus, Fastcase seeks declaratory judgment that law writer has no basis from which to prohibit Fastcase from publishing the Georgia regulations in the subscription legal research service. Fastcase also says law writer cannot claim a valid copyright or an exclusive license to a valid copyright. It is well established in American law that state laws, included administrative rules and regulations, are not copyrightable and must remain public as a matter of due process. Yes, it says in Law Writer's demand letter, Law Writer says Fastcase has been illegally offering its customers access to the Georgia administrative rules and regulations electronic files. It says, according to Law Writer's records, however, Fastcase has not entered into a subscription with Law Writer for electronic files and therefore appears to be offering the electronic files without a Law Writer's consent or authorization and in a violation of Law Writer's legal rights. And it just goes on from there. The reason I wanted to do this one is because I heard of something similar of like somebody publishing like rules on the internet or whatever, or laws on the internet, and they were getting sued by the state or whatever, and it's like they're like, well, it's just laws, it's open to the public, we should be able to just publish them, just saying, just putting on your website it's illegal to do this or that, that shouldn't be copyrightable.
Well, I mean, if you have it limited to where you can only get the rules of the law of this state by this one company, and if the company refuses to give you a copy, well, guess what? You could be arrested for anything at that point. But yeah, I agree that it's like they can't have exclusivity to publish be the only publishers of the law in that state, because it's like that's making yourself a monopoly. How do you get exclusive rights to something that is by public domain and everybody gets access to it? That's silly.
Yeah.
Government stuff is supposed to be public domain and accessible by everybody. That's
right.
What are your guys' thoughts? Everyone else seems kind of quiet.
Some people are just stupid.
I concur.
Well, I don't think these people are being stupid. I think they're very much,
yes.
Look, we're trying to make money on this. We're trying to make it a legal case where we are the only people that can sell this and make an exclusivity on it. I don't think they're stupid for that. I think it's just wrong.
They are being stupid for that, because if it's a law which almost by definition is a public domain, since it should be accessible by the citizens at any time, as far as any type of the law checking, fact checking for specific items, then you're telling me that I can only go to this one company that might be 3 states away. 3 states away from Georgia to the Genias. So you're telling me that I gotta wait X amount of days to get a copy of the law? Ah, screw that.
Yeah.
You don't get a copy of the law. Nobody gets a copy of the law. I am the law.
I am the law.
Yeah. I guess if you want it to be a conspiracy theorist, though, you could say corporations are pretty much making the law nowadays anyway, so that could be
Making the
a
law,
thing.
making the law.
It
Dun-dun-dun.
could be their copyright then, technically, then.
Oh, man.
Buy the law. Buy the law.
Well, you know, some lobbyists do, you know, are hired on to write the actual copy that they try and get influenced in. So
Yeah.
anyway, so that's Ian's headlines
interesting
for
to
this
think
week,
about.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting
So-
discussion. I do agree with the freedom of information and everything. It's like you can't copyright it if it's, you know, a thing that everyone's supposed to be able to know. It's like if you can't pass a law that not everybody can know about, well then technically you can't grant exclusivity to it. That's just stupid.
Although, I will say hasn't there been like a lot of laws that people have like had to do like whistleblowing on or whatever, like black laws or something, you know, like
That's
black
racist.
operation laws.
Well, you know, just because somebody passes a law doesn't mean that it's right. That's when
Yeah.
laws get struck down. So
But
anyway,
where did you get most? Did you get some more Animation Brew articles? That's where you seem to be getting a lot of your stuff from lately.
Animation Brew. First off, you mean
Yeah.
Cartoon Brew, and
Oh, Cartoon Brew. Yeah.
oh,
It's the
Ian.
same.
No, it's not, Ian. I mean, considering you pulled a lot of your stories from the same website for the last couple of news stories, don't be citing me, Mr. Ars Technica Man. Anyway, actually, first thing I did want to bring up wasn't actually a news story. It's something I don't have a link to it because it's something that I read on my phone as Frank and his wife were leaving the house tonight. Did you guys hear Antonin Scalia passed away?
And
Who?
That's not it. You know, Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia.
Justice Scalia.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
Yeah, I saw it on
79
Reddit.
years old.
How old?
79. I did not think he was that old.
Yeah, me either.
So yeah, and yeah, appointing the next one is going to be, oh boy, a nice uphill climb. But anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's people on both sides. People that are upset. People that are dancing in the streets about it. I say anytime any human being, dies, it's a sad thing, and best thoughts and prayers for his family and everything. And it's anyway. Moving along.
Yeah.
My actual news story. I threw this one in here because I thought Ian would get a kick out of it. Ontario by-election candidate changes name to none of the above. So, for Canadian voters turned off by their ballot choices, it has long been the elusive option none of the above. Technically, voters can decline their ballot after receiving it at a polling station, but to the man formerly known as Sheldon Berkson, that wasn't enough. He wanted none of the above as an option on the ballot. I think Australia does that and some other places do, and I thought, how will we get it here in Canada? And then it occurred to me that you can change your name to none of the above. So Bergson's paid $137 to legally change his identity. First name, above. Last name, Z, none of the. My friends call me above, he said with a laugh. If the Z seems out of place, consider the placement of candidate names on a federal ballot. So you can add a Z, and that would put you in the bottom, and then it would be truly none of the above, said the candidate, who is running in the Whitby-Oshawa by-elections in Ontario.
So he's trolling them.
Well, he
Wah,
kind
wah,
of.
wah.
He just wants. He's. I figured you guys would appreciate this story. He's basically going, yeah, nobody.
This is a country that gave us Justin Bieber. What the hell were you expecting?
Justin Bieber.
No one fucking needs you.
Oh man.
Well, shouldn't we do? I mean, that is interesting. Like, if you have no,
Hmm?
if you don't know the name of the person, or like, who they are, like if they're Republican or Democrat, then you actually have to figure out what they're about.
No, see what? No, what
Well,
he
I
should have
mean-
done. No, what he should have done was this. He should have changed his name to Terrence and gotten a friend to run with him, and call his his next underling like the pseudo mayor or like the vice mayor Philip. Hey, you should vote for Terrence and Philip.
Yeah, Pat.
Hey,
I'm
I'm
not
not
your
your
buddy,
guy,
guy.
buddy. I'm not your
I'm
friend,
not
guy.
Hey,
I'm not your pal, buddy.
welcome to Canada.
Well, I mean, in a lot of, small elections, you're sitting there going, okay, I don't know this guy, I don't know that guy, but you sit and go, okay, there's a D next to his name, there's an R next to his name. The independent, you're like, I don't know what he's going to go for.
He's the crack
Then you're
smoking
sitting there-
drunk driving mayor of Toronto.
It's like, let's see, I'm going to vote in a Mexican, an Irishman, that's a good Catholic name, and a woman, because women need to be in office. We need more of that. So, oh boy. But yeah, I thought you guys would get a kick out of that one. I mean, I think the thing is that Congress has always had a downward approval rating, and most people would tell you they don't like Congress, but they like their congressman, so they always vote him back in. It's like, I don't know where you think the change is going to come from.
Eh?
Not
Coming from
Canada.
Canada, eh?
Eh?
We're
It's coming from
Canadian.
Z.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best thing to come out of Canada was Ryan Reynolds. Which, by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, ladies and gentlemen, go see Deadpool this weekend.
You already said that.
You know, I actually know some Canadians. You know that?
The Canadian kilted Yaxman.
I had the pleasure of meeting some of those fellows in Louisville when I was painting, and they actually drove down from
Eh?
Ontario.
Eh?
Ontario, eh?
Eh?
Isn't Fierce P from Canada?
Oh yeah.
Eh?
I know Dan Aykroyd is from Canada.
A lot
Eh?
of people are from Canada, so let's move on.
Move on.
Start naming all the people from Canada.
This next story is a throwback to an earlier episode we did about the gig economy. How happy is your Uber driver? Survey offers candid glimpse of gig economy workers. So, might not be working on yours if you got an ad block on. So,
Oh. Jesus.
are gig economy workers volunteers who are being denied good jobs, or free agents living the good life? That depends on which on-demand workers you ask, according to a new survey of 4,622 on-demand workers conducted by Intuit's QuickBooks Self-Employed, a provider of cloud-based financial software to free agents, by Emergent Research, a firm in Lafayette, California. This is a long sentence. That studies the free agent economy. The respondents find work through the following platforms: Uber, Upwork, Wonolo, MBO Partners, OnForce, WorkMarket, Visually, Hourly Nerd, Deliv, Fiverr, and Field Nation. Overall, 54% of those workers are satisfied with their on-demand gig, the survey found. The biggest challenges facing on-demand workers, according to the survey, are getting enough work and lack of a predictable income. The third most pressing concern, cited by 41%, was unfair pay, but satisfaction varies quite a bit among the different groups by free agents the researchers identified. But yeah, it breaks things down a bit more into what kind of people are there and how happy the people are in their jobs. Like, the people doing this on the side versus the people trying to, are career freelancers, business builders, substitutors, people doing it for the passion.
Well, tell us, Ben, are people happy?
Well, it says 54%, so roughly half of the people are happy, but there's still the hassle of finding enough work and, feeling like, because with jobs like this, and you're basically at the heat of whoever uses the app in the area, it's like, I don't think it's not the feeling of I'm in control of my career and destiny that I think people out there trying to start a business want. What are your thoughts, Doug?
Yeah, I don't think he was here for when we talked about the gig economy.
Come on. Okay, so here's the thing. people who are trying to make a actual go of the whole gig economy thing, especially as it relates to something like Uber, you've got to be kidding me. We are not in any sense of even close to an economy to be able to support this on a long stand, let alone a short stand. The services like Uber, for instance, which is facing multiple lawsuits in the way that it does its business, is right now it's going to end up crumbling within the next 2 years, bottom line. And that goes double for anything else. So, I'm almost happy. You want to know why you're almost happy with your job? Because you don't have to answer to anybody. That's why you're happy. In 2 years, you're going to be back in the workforce, hoping to get drafted by the Chargers in the 7th round. Thank you very much. Good night.
Says Doug, the former manager at Walmart. So
I
anyway,
was just gonna say,
I would rather be a manager at Walmart. That way, I'm there X amount of hours a week, making a consistent income from a proven system that pays me, knowing for sure that I will be coming in at the same time, or at least somewhere around that, each and every day with a constant, basic, and stable income. And also, I know that I'm not subjecting myself to a situation that may be less than stellar.
so you're never going to be a professional YouTuber or any of those other things then, Doug?
Even if I was a professional YouTuber, it would not be my main source of income. If I had to spend X amount of hours, 4 to 5 hours a night, doing my editing after I get off of my normal job, I'd probably do that. But even at that point, if my professional YouTube career took off and I was making X amount of dollars a month, I would still be doing my regular job, because things like YouTube they can change the algorithm. People can just drop off interest every channel, and then the ride is over just like that.
well, yeah, I mean, my whole thing with I just wish they could have a lot more jobs where you could be I'll work X amount of hours and you just pay me for those. Every day you don't always feel like your best when you wake up at however early in the morning, it's as long as you get the job done. I wish you could make your own schedule,
But that's the thing, is that the entire workforce has been based since almost the beginning on an hours-based scale. And that's the way that the system has always worked. If people just worked when they want to as it related to retail, people wouldn't be there during the peak hours.
See, the thing is, Doug, with that, I have issues with that because that's only been the status since the Industrial Revolution. When you worked on a farm, you worked all the time. You weren't guaranteed any time off. You weren't guaranteed hours in a thing. You worked all day, every day, night till dawn. It's like that's what you had. And it's like...
But we are now, as a full-time status for most companies, you are guaranteed, if you're full-time, a minimum of about 32 to 35 hours a week. As far as your scheduling goes, you set your schedule with your employer if you're a full-time worker. But you can't sit there and tell me that Jim Bob down the street works Uber 15 hours a week at the wee hours of the morning, and he says that he's happy with his income. The fact of the matter is, he's probably not even making half as much as he would doing what I do. But he has enough to make sure that he's still sitting on whatever he's got going on the side. And you also got to think, and I really hate to say this, but if you're a gig worker, that's not steady employment. It's not a real job.
Well, you can
Get a haircut.
You don't have to be making a lot of money to be happy with your job. I mean,
well, I'm saying, I think my problem with it is that basically you're saying if you're a freelancer, it's not a real job. Go get a real job.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like. And I don't, because there are people that work for themselves and do work for hire jobs, and they consider that a real job, and they're paying their bills with it.
But what if that work drops off?
Well, what if Walmart fires you? I mean, realistically, if you're going to just say what happens if, if you put all your eggs in one basket of anything, there's always the chance it's going to get kicked out from under you.
The fact
but
of the matter is,
I don't think
the matter is, if I
don't think
get
there's any
fired
security
from Walmart,
in one company.
if I get fired from Walmart, it's due to something I did. It's due to something that I did to screw up my situation. Doing most gig economy based jobs, you don't have to do anything wrong. All of a sudden, you can be doing fine, and then it's game over for no reason whatsoever. I have protections against my job in case I am wrongfully terminated out under me. These people don't.
Aren't they shutting down a lot of Walmarts? A lot of people are going to lose jobs.
They are going to be closing some Walmarts, but they're also working to either A, relocate workers, or B, work and actually give them training. That way they could pick up another job. And they're also going to be giving them pensions. These things are not given to gig workers. I'm sorry, you're not given a pension and training to go find another cabbie work. That's just the fact of the matter. Freelancers don't get pensions. Freelancers don't get unemployment.
My problem is that, my dad worked in a steel mill from the 60s on up, and, when all these jobs went to China and we had the Rust Belt in Ohio and all the plants have been closing down, and people go, well, where's the safety in these companies? Safety in a company, do companies have your best interests at heart? No, they're business. They're about the bottom line.
Absolutely.
So,
but in the case of your father has government-based programs set up to aid in, number one, his security after he loses his job for whatever reason, B, to help place him in a different job when he loses his current position as well. And you also get union benefits as far as your union pension and also union retirement. These people say, oh, I drive Uber for a living, vroom, to have zero protections and zero backdrop to fall on if they lose
you're young
their job.
enough and you can have just a job and not a career, it's the same as flipping burgers. You're doing a little fucking thing. Granted, burgers is a little more safe if you go by what Doug's saying here, but you're not making money. You got a job. You don't have a career.
But these are also, you have people who are in their late 40s, early 50s, who just, I don't have my job anymore. What am I going to do? Oh, let's go ahead and drive my car around. It's not a stable job. It's not, and that's just the way I was raised, and kind of the way that a lot of people are seeing it. If you don't have a stable position and you have a mortgage to pay, you're hosed. And if your job is suddenly taken out from under you for whatever reason, just Uber shuts down because they get sued for $200 million, or whatever freelance work you're doing dries up for no reason at all, you're done. You have to get a real job. And freelancing in those type of gig economies have no protections against the worker. And in that case, they're really screwing you.
Well, I'm just saying, you're sitting there talking about, like, oh, I've got all these securities if I work at Walmart. Like, well, I'm sure the people that worked at Circuit City were saying that they had all these securities, too. The company still shut down, and they had to go find somewhere else.
But they also had those...
Do you think I could have a job at Radio Shack?
Hey, there's still Radio Shacks running around, man.
Just like there's still Blockbusters. Anyway...
Ben,
this opens up a big conversation.
Do you think isn't there some like companies, like if you do like contracting with and freelancing for like especially like with animation and stuff, can you work out some kind of benefits and stuff with them, especially if you work really tightly with them?
Well, I mean, there are, you can still set up a 401k as a freelancer. You can still pay into social security things if you're getting enough money coming in. It's still a lot of hustle. There's still a lot of things you can do. That the assumption that you need to have a company to do this, and they're going to provide for you. So go to their 8 hours and clock out at the end of the day. It's like I don't think that is a guarantee. I mean, I don't think you can just drive an Uber cab and that's your only future. It's not. It's a part of it. It's like you drive cabs and then you also run an eBay business and then you also do these other things. But I don't think it's. I think the idea that a company is security for you, I think it's a nice grand illusion. I think, but
yeah, I mean,
it's not an illusion when it's a proven fact that your backdrop as a standard retail or factory or whatever worker is proven time and time again. And as a freelancer, you have zero backdrop in the case of work dropping off.
Right, but like you can, if you're gonna say though, that's sort of an insult to me and Ben technically. If you're trying to say it's not a real job, though, I mean.
Well, like I've been a YouTuber for 4 years now, and what I do is not a real job, and that's and not taken away from the work that anybody who does those types of freelance jobs do. It's just you're putting a lot of eggs into a basket that no has no backfall. Yeah, you have programs built into your position and to your job that assists in whatever you have going on. If I
I
decide to,
mean,
if I decide to quit Walmart, I have, or I decide that, or they decide to get rid of me, or whatever happens, there are things in place for me to assist in my transition into either another job or be unemployment.
realistically, Doug, if you're a freelance graphic designer and you work for you take in clients from certain companies and all the work in that one field dries up, you find other work because there's always people wanting graphic design. It might not be the jobs you want, but you can find work or you can find other companies. And once you're established in a field and people know you and recommend you,
But you also have to admit that there are people in our generation that say that the work dries up and the stuff they like. They won't take the jobs that they don't like because they believe it's below them. And unfortunately, that is a large portion of people in our generation. There are
No,
people
not
that
just
I
our
know,
generation. My dad didn't want to take a McDonald's job when the
but
when he
But the
got
fact
locked out of
is,
the mill,
though,
people told him, "Why don't you just suck it up and get a job flipping burgers?" And he told them to f off and hung the phone up on him.
well, see. Here's the thing, though. You say your dad didn't want to take the McDonald's position, did he?
No, he didn't. He
But
was
but
locked
that,
out
but
41 months.
but also, well, here's the thing too. Did he not have a protection in place from his union as far as minimum pay for being a union member?
no, he was drawing unemployment.
That's it, exactly. Drew unemployment, and yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you got his father probably got something along the lines of like strike pay or something like that. Even
They
if
were
it was
locked out. It
just
wasn't a strike.
well, still unemployment as a basis. If he got locked out,
That ran out.
You can be a freelancer and pay into unemployment.
but you also have these other things going on too, though. You have to prove that you've consistently been out of work, and for X amount of days, you have to be consistently employed for X amount of days to draw unemployment.
Well, it might be more secure, but I think me and Ben and probably Frank could agree that. Hold on, I think we could agree that if you get paid for a service, that's a job.
That's a job, but that's not protecting your future as a standard.
Well, we're not talking about protecting our future. We're just talking about if it's technically a job or not.
And unfortunately, that's what's wrong with a lot of people in our generation. That a lot of people say it's a job. It's like, well, is it a career? Is it a protection for your future?
Well, here's the thing, folks. There's a big definition to be a line to be drawn between job and career.
Well, hell,
So-
I have relatives that are career janitors. There's
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's if someone finds that position rewarding and whatnot, and they have those things in place as a janitor. They probably have a 401k that's gone into every 2 weeks or every week or however much they get paid. They have a base amount of hours that they, number one, work, or B, go over and have a time and a half. Just in the game industry, those poor designers get worked 80-hour weeks and had zero overtime because they don't have that type of protection.
Now, what happens, though, if, say, one of our janitor relatives happens to start working for Mopper.com, a mopping gig site, and they happen to actually have a 401k and benefits and things?
If they can guarantee X amount of hours per week, and they have a way to match that of a standard janitorial job, and they actually have, okay, we're going to guarantee you X amount of hours per week as that sort of a company, that's a little bit different. But people who think that they can thrive and survive and grow on 20 hours a week driving an Uber cab around, unfortunately, that's just not realistic.
Well,
I can
you
just
want
picture
to...
Doug going down to like a vendor's, like vendors at like a marketplace or something and be like,
I know.
You know, you're not thinking about your future there. You don't have a real job.
Well, it's just my issue is that I know plenty of people that work real jobs, and yet they still go, I have to complain to them about my hours because I'm not a full-time employee. If they're going to keep doing this to me, I might as well just quit and go somewhere else. So I don't think just working for a company gives you the magical, you have a real job now and there's security and it won't end.
Well, that's the thing, is that you have to put in the time and the temperance to be able to make it to that status. To, like me, I had to work like 3 years almost to be guaranteed X amount of hours per week. You know, there's so many people who think that they walk into a company and 3 months in, oh, well, you're going to give me full time, right? No. You have to prove to them that you are worth that investment.
Well, anyway, let's move along from this conversation because we're starting to bite each other's tails.
Welcome to Financial Cast with Ben and Ian.
Well, I mean, we've had this discussion before, but Doug was off the show for a few weeks at that time, so it was all just like, yeah,
he
screw
left
the
to
man.
pursue other interests for a couple weeks because Ben kicked his ass off.
Anyway,
Insulting me, sir.
so our next topic I want to bring up is one for Ian.
Oh, no.
Porcelain ceramic resin for SLA/DLP 3D printing. I thought you would take an interest in this. It's a material that you can use on your desktop 3D printer.
Oh, it's a Kickstarter shit.
And then when it's fired,
Sorry,
in a kiln, it becomes porcelain. So I thought I'd toss this one out there, see if you think it's interesting or not, Ian. I mean that, you know, if you want to check out the video.
Cartoon Brew too?
No, I got this from Kickstarter's Twitter. Thank you very much.
Because that's what Ian said. You pull all your stories from Cartoon Brew, and I was saying you didn't see.
Is there a cartoon in that? I bet you it's Cartoon Brew.
Man.
I'm going to check out for a minute, guys. I'll be right back.
All right. Quickie's gone. Let's talk about him.
We can still hear you, Doug. Just because you're peeing doesn't mean we can't hear you.
Oh, it feels so good. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
Oh! Hello there.
I will just add in this tidbit, though, like, when you step down from being a manager, you're a little bit less secure, I would think, and in a higher position.
Don't talk about when he's not here. That's beneath you.
Yeah, come on. All right,
No,
so...
it's not.
Okay, it's
So-
not.
You
You lower us off if you stoop to that level, though.
Oh, man, so...
It's an interesting technology, but those kind of printers that do like the SLS and the what was the other one? DLP.
SLA and
3D
DLP.
printers. Yeah, those are like, I think the cheapest SLA printer you could find, which does like, it has like the laser and prints it up from the powder and stuff. It's at, those are at least like 5,000 is the cheapest of the cheap you could find, and the others are pretty much just like in the tens of thousands up to 100,000. So like, for the mainstream, it's not really going to be applicable, but it's still an interesting technology nonetheless. It's something I would pass along to Nate, maybe.
As 3D printers become more and more, common and less expensive as the technology grows, it's like they're trying to get this as a usable way for people to make porcelain stuff cheaper. So
I mean, I could 3D print out my custom throne?
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it might only be that big, but
Yeah. Hey, you do pieces, parts. Maybe fuse it together somehow.
Yeah. I think it's, I think it's cool whenever you find ways to get people to do something. It's like, printing out porcelain. It's like, that's,
Isn't that
cool?
Isn't porcelain, like, technically, like, I never thought too much about it. Isn't it like a sort of like a really hard, like, ceramic or clay or something?
Well, I mean, they show, like, you print the thing out and then you fire it in a kiln and it becomes pure porcelain. Because if you watch the video, they show it. So,
Yeah.
just thought I'd toss that one out. Yeah, at the top. Can you click the
Volume won't go
speaker?
down any lower.
Can you click the speaker to mute it?
Just turn off the input.
Okay. So they want to manufacture it directly to the consumer. So
I was trying to explain this. See, like, look at this kind of design. Like, that's the nice thing about with 3D printers is, like, I remember on that one episode I started talking about 3D printing. I was trying to describe how it's impossible to get into, like, structures and try to make them. Could you imagine trying to, like, machine, like, a part like that or something? I mean, like, all those nooks and crannies, you know? That's the good thing about 3D printing, man. Yeah, those really complicated
nooks and
shapes.
crannies. What are your thoughts, Franklin?
Anything to make newer technology cheaper and more appealing to the masses is a good thing.
Firing in 2100 F furnace, so fired and unfired.
Oh, that's cool.
So
My question is it a secure technology?
It's not a real job.
That's
get
not
a
real
haircut,
3D printing.
Get a real job. Heat
Get a
side
haircut,
tolerant and heat transfer resistant.
Job.
They took our germs.
It took our nerves.
Oh man.
Clean
So anyway.
up and don't be a slob.
Yeah. So yeah, we all think that's pretty cool, and it looks like they've gotten already over, a couple times their budget already. 12,679 of their 5,000 goal. So
They're doing
Good.
pretty good. They're taking
So-
it to the bank.
yeah. So this next one I was going to link is a short film I saw floating around on Twitter, and then I traced it back to Dun 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 Cartoon Brew.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go.
A student film
shit.
called Ed. That's the wrong link. There we go. It's a student film called Ed about figure drawing and figure modeling. So there you go.
Nice.
I kind of think, doesn't Ed kind of look like Dr. Venture a little bit?
It does, man.
But I watched the film, and they call it a tribute to 3 figure drawing models and artists and the whole craft of it. And it's basically Ed walks out, goes, slips on his robe, gets on the stand, and does all this crazy artistic poses. I think they said it was animated in Photoshop. I don't know, but yeah, it's very, very nicely done. Figure drawing skills very solid. So
Hopefully it wasn't animated on Photoshop Cloud.
oh yeah. The cloud. Yeah, there they are, sharpening the pencil. See, at that point, I would just use graphite without the wood around it, because sharpening a pencil with a lead that long, I've seen people that have a lead holder, so like you sharpen the pencil that long, and then you have this little thing that you add on, and it's a stick. So basically, you've got a giant, longer pencil. Welcome back, Doug.
So he's wrestling around with his headset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast now shall be available in Spanish. SAP on Espanol.
That's not a Spanish accent at all.
No, that's like Indian.
Yeah.
Well, he does have a Slurpee, doesn't he? So,
What? Drink a Slurpee.
would you like Slurpee?
Orange Gatorade.
So,
Powerade is better.
Gatorade.
Make wine now.
But yeah,
It has what you need. Electrolytes.
electrolytes and stuff.
Shit.
So anyway, Ian, what are your thoughts on life drawing? I mean, you remember we had the very passionate about his craft, male model who he brought props and took some crazy poses, and people were like, man, yes.
Yeah.
You remember that, don't you, Ian?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind drawing him, I mean, I prefer drawing him because most of the time he kept his clothes on, and it's like the female model was like even older than him, you know.
Oh boy, getting into one of those conversations. I have respect for models that get into the good figures, because like you've got to hold a pose for even 5 minutes without moving. It's like, ow. It's a craft, and you have to get good poses for artists
It's not a real
to
job,
render.
though. It's a gig. It's not a real job.
That's correct.
How about you, Doug? Would you be a life model?
No.
Come on, dude. You got to hang out with your wang out.
I don't think his wang would hang out.
Yeah, I really
Okay.
don't know. I really, no. I haven't.
Boing, 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 boing.
I don't think you could see it.
Why don't you sit down on my lap? We'll talk about the first thing that comes up.
That pops
Oh,
up.
and he wrecked that joke.
That joke got wrecked, whatever that's supposed to mean. So
Yeah,
anyway,
wrecked.
Damn near killed him.
Wrecked him?
no. Anyway, so yeah, life drawing, it's an important thing to learn to make art, even if you're a 3D modeler. I think you appreciate things a little bit with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
What do you... I mean...
I
don't
like
know.
doing the life drawing. I wasn't so much into like the speed drawing where you have to draw like as much as you could in like 15 seconds or something. You know?
Well, I mean, you're supposed to get the gesture of the pose rather than like
the
every
gesture
detail.
drawings.
Like, hold on, let me get the kink in the sleeve here. No, whoosh, dynamic line. Anyway, thought I'd toss that one
So-
out there. Also, yes.
Oh, we're not on the topic yet.
No, I've got a few stories I was going to toss out here. Some of these are real quick, and I just thought I'd mention them, and we don't have to have a good long conversation about them. So,
Okay,
you guys
what's
remember Justin...
Cartoon Brew have to say next?
Ian? You're the one who ran like 4 Ars Technica stories in a row. Shut your damn
It
mouth.
was 3. Be technical, like, go ahead.
Okay, anyway, you
Go
guys
ahead,
remember...
little buddy.
You guys remember Justin TV?
Yeah.
Well, it's relaunching as a Snapchat channel. Two Filter reports. Justin TV is coming back. The live streaming platform founded by Justin Can will return as a Snapchat channel, according to a job posting Can featured on his website. When it launched in 2007, Justin.tv was one of the first services built entirely around live streams. By 2008, it was more than 30,000 registered users, and it turned a lot of heads, including ours at Tube Filter. Justin.tv's biggest moment, however, came in 2011 when it launched a video game streaming service called Twitch.tv. Twitch ultimately became much more popular than Justin TV, and by 2013, its users were streaming more than 12 billion minutes per year. When Amazon purchased Twitch in 2014, the original Justin TV service shut down, and Twitch's parent company was renamed Twitch Interactive. Now, Twitch is back. In his post, Khan says he has become obsessed with Snapchat, and he wants to use the messaging app to chronicle his recent adventures and profile the startups he works with. While Snapchat doesn't use the live streaming format Justin.tv was known for, it can certainly support the sort of intimate personal broadcast for which Khan himself is known. Restarting Justin TV might be a terrible idea, Khan writes. I'm actually undecided, but it worked out well the first time.
This is going to fail miserably. Can I explain why?
Go ahead, Frank.
Well,
tell us about the Snapchats.
Well,
yeah,
see,
tell
that's
us about
thing.
the Snatch Chat.
Well, what was your last
Snatch
day
chat.
doing there, Ian?
What?
Snatch
What did you
chat.
say? Snatch Chat.
Yeah, your last date.
Oh!
Anyway, no, see, the reason that Justin TV went away is because even though they say it's about live streaming, it's literally just a bunch of motherfuckers streaming copyrighted shit. And
Yep.
if you wanted to watch TV, you could watch Seinfeld on the motherfucker. If you wanted to watch HBO, you could watch it. It would go down. They would make another channel. That will go down. They'd make another channel. And then they did something. It went away. and people move to another website that does a similar thing that's not as policed, I guess.
So you're upset you're not going to see the latest episode of Family Guy on this.
I'm not done.
So Snapchat is a bullshit couple seconds based thing. No one's gonna watch like CSI 3-second increments. It's fucking retarded.
Well, that's not what he wants to do with it,
base.
Frank. That's
it.
That's Justin TV's only customer base.
Yes.
99% of it.
Yeah.
People forget how many lawsuits there were against that company basically when it went under because of that. They lost so much money, Twitch almost didn't get off the ground because of that.
Yeah, Ben, I went to Justin TV because I could watch shit on my Roku for free, and, you know, they got rid of it, and I said, oh, goodbye, Justin. And I'm not going to be going to Twitch because I don't use Twitch now because it's stupid. It's like Vine.
Oh, man. But you can watch Bob Ross on Twitch.
Yeah.
I didn't say I wasn't going to be going to Twitch. I said I wasn't going to be going to Snapchat.
You just said it was stupid, just like Vine.
You said it was like Vine.
Yeah, Vine's stupid.
Okay.
You shut your whore mouth.
I said I won't be going to Snapchat because Snapchat is stupid like Vine.
You
I
shut
didn't
your
even
whore
call it
mouth.
Ben.
You said Twitch was stupid
No.
like Vine, Frank.
Yeah,
that's what you
I
said.
I said Snapchat is stupid, goddammit. Listen to the
No,
words
two
that are
of us
coming out of
say
my
you
mouth.
Anyway, so
Shut your whore mouth.
Yeah, shut your whore mouth. Well, Bill.
what are your thoughts there, Doug?
Billy Mays.
You shut your whore mouth.
Okay, how about your thoughts, Ian?
My thoughts are this podcast is falling apart quick.
Oh, not quick. It's
We
been a
haven't
slow
even
burn.
gotten to it, so yeah, it's a slow burn before we even get to the topic yet.
Well, anyway, I probably should have put this article right after the real job conversation, but another cartoon brew league for you, Ian, because I know you love that brew. Why you should quit your job now, from Al Tucher. Self-help author, robots are taking over, so learn animation before it's too late. Is that a good headline there, guys?
So they're saying.
Okay. First off, self-help. But if I needed self-help, I wouldn't buy your fucking book. I self-help myself to do whatever the fuck I wanted to help myself with. You self-help fuck.
Such beautiful.
So you're saying Doug
language.
has opinions, okay? Well,
Beautiful wording.
it's an interesting article. James Altucher, an author of books like Choose Yourself, Be Happy, Make Millions, Live the Dream, and the Choose Yourself Guide to Wealth, appeared on Yahoo Finance to discuss American jobs of the future, which he envisions will involve auto workers and lawyers switching over to creative work like animation. Here's the gist of Altucher's argument. Here's the gist of Altucher's argument. Auto workers have no future because driverless cars are coming, and there'll soon be 90% fewer cars on the road since everybody will carpool. So auto workers should instead learn the creative job skills that he believes require little to no effort and pay lots of money, like animation, website design, and illustration. Altucher also suggests that Walmart is replacing its employees with robots, while accountants and lawyers are being replaced by artificial intelligence, so everybody from blue-collar workers to legal professionals should become an artist to protect themselves from the impending technological dystopia. You can watch his pitch below.
Wait a minute,
So-
animation is little to no work?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why
man.
there's so many Walt Disneys running around.
The immediate solution, Altucher says, is that everyone should start taking online classes in illustration, 3D rendering, and animation to ensure relevance after the robots have taken our jobs. Altucher has even made phone calls to ensure that his theories are accurate. He explained to the confused Yahoo interviewer, "I specifically called up a lot of these companies and I said, what can I learn in 3 months' time that can make me several $1,000s in a few days? Apparently, companies told Altucher that animation, CGI, and illustration are jobs that match his desire to make lots of money with little to no training. For people who are looking for easy get-rich-quick schemes, Altucher also recommends drawing children's books because children's book illustration is not the most complicated thing in the world to learn. That would certainly explain why that crafty Dr. Seuss illustrated so many of the darn things in his lifetime." So,
Wow, this is a... Wow. It's like, go ahead and be a fucking artist. You don't gotta do nothing. It ain't work. It's not real work. It's Doug's spiel coming out of another guy.
Well, the only thing I will give to the article is the only point that is true is that eventually mainly the only things are going to be like creative jobs in the future, probably, where you have to think just right brain, all the left brain.
No, someone's got to make me my goddamn fries, Ian. Shoot,
hey,
make me
they have
the fry bot will take your order, Frank, and give you a coffee.
Another big ass fry.
They do have a machine now that can make a hamburger, I guess.
Do you remember?
But can they make it like the Krabby Patty with love?
No, but you remember on what was that?
Here's some love, beep boop bop.
Another big ass fry.
Oh man.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
What are your guys' thoughts on this little article?
Well, we talked about this plenty of times before. It's just that we're gonna have jobs where we actually enjoy doing something, where we want.
Where's robots took our gerbs?
Yeah, robot took your gerb.
the picture that they have is like the dude from the History Channel. Aliens. Robots.
See, I kind of think he looks more like that one. Who's that one record producer that shot that woman in the teeth or something?
Oh, Phil Spector.
He kind of looks like I see Phil Spector a little bit more. Yahoo Finance. Just want to watch the interviewer going crazy. Like, wait, what?
What did you say? This
They
is
probably-
gold.
They probably kicked him out the back door and like, never come back again. You fucking
Where did you
moron.
find this guy? He made calls to find out that animation is an easy thing to learn.
He had to make calls.
By calls, I mean he stuck his pinky in his thumb. Hey, look here, this is easy to do. Got the
I can be
cartoons on there.
creative.
It's the easy stuff there, Well, Ben, I'd argue that he is not correct, but I was over at your house today, and we watched Netflix in the kids section.
Oh no!
What did we see, Ben?
What did you find? Are you trying to make us watch, Frank?
Hold on, Ben. What did we watch?
I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to.
The Day My Butt Went Psycho,
What the hell?
based on the book.
Explain what the show was about, Frank. That's the genius part of it. I was confused.
Their summary of the show was
Yes.
a boy and a normal boy and his butt join
Which
forces.
has become detached from his body.
Yes, yes. They fight other butts because the butts were going to take over mankind, and this is based off of a book.
So in the show, there's the regular people walking around, but then there's also sentient butts walking around.
Yeah, anthropomorphic butts with legs and pants and shoes.
I'm done with this conversation. So, like 20 seconds
about-
ago.
It's all about the anthropomorphic butts.
Yeah.
I think it ran 2 seasons too. But anyway,
I like anthropomorphic butts in the came out loud.
So hold on now, I gotta.
and each title of the episode was a butt pun.
Yes.
Oh,
A butt or a fart
So-
pun.
It
And
was
one of
butt
the
of
cover
joke.
arts was a picture of them covered in, I'm assuming it was chocolate. It looked like feces.
So anyway, I'm just
Alright,
gonna
then.
roll on to our next conversation.
Hold on, I'm gonna
Um,
find a screen grab here for you.
You go ahead and do that. I'm gonna...
no!
So as Doug was going on earlier with the Creative Cloud, Animate CC is out now, which is what Flash was. And if you're a Twitter user, or you can, so inclined, people have been making art and tagging it with "Made with Animate." And I saw a lot of people leaking.
Yeah.
A lot of people linking out their videos of "Here's Animate crashing on me for the first time." Well.
Made with Adobe Brick CC.
So,
Adobe and a brick.
and a brick, and a brick. Oh. Oh, man. So, I mean, I think it's good that they realize that Flash is a dying format, and that now with Animate you can export to HTML5, and you can keep scripting, like with ActionScript and whatnot, but...
I love how the rebranded dying program will export to the real format.
Adobe Old Yeller.
So
somebody please do us all a favor and just say, you know what, I'm gonna buy out Adobe and kill Adobe everything.
Yeah,
even
somebody's gonna be able to buy Adobe.
Yeah, the dog in the background is like, fuck Adobe. The dog didn't even understand. He's like, did I hear Adobe? Oh, oh.
I don't know. I just thought I'd toss this one out here because it's a current thing that's happening right now. Ian, what are your thoughts on Adobe Animate?
Well, I wanted to ask Doug first. What do you hate more, Minecraft or Adobe?
Adobe.
Really?
By a
But
mile
you know how many,
and a half at least.
You know how many animators make Minecraft stories with Adobe Flash? And now Adobe Animate?
Burn in hell.
Many.
Burn in hell. Burn in
You go to hell and you die.
You go to
How
hell.
about you,
You go to
Franklin?
hell and you die.
What do you think, Frank? Frank?
Frank's too busy looking up the butt.
Well,
He's still
Don't
trying to find the butt.
the only
What? In the butt.
angle I could play as far as devil advocate here is the fact that the purpose of the program, I think, is for the style of animation. If a general term of Flash is just for that type of animation, you know.
Well, Flash, as it existed, it was, for web stuff, just like Dreamweaver, and it was meant for interfaces. But then people said, hey, wait, you can animate in this. You can animate! And then they just used it for whatever. You use it to make games, use it to make all these things, but it didn't have the structure built to support that. And unfortunately, instead of building that up, it's like, just keep doing what it's doing. So...
Yeah, but I mean, like, can you usually tell, like, if there's a animation whether that it's a Flash style of animation, I guess?
Well, I mean, that's a style limitation of the constraints of what you have. Just like limited animation Flintstones, where you only have so many drawings to make a movement. You do with what you can, right, guys?
Yeah, that's what she said.
I mean, you can use
said I
all
was the
kinds of
best,
software.
I said you did your best.
Well, you can use other software. I've seen people use Toon Boom, which is a very robust program, but they're still coming at it from the use as few drawings as possible, cutout animation style, and it looks like Flash because that's what they're doing. They're trying to get the quickest they can of it. You can use Flash and make beautiful stuff. That one of that guy dancing with the sketched figures dancing and all the wings flying and everything. It's like that was done in Flash, but it was all frame by frame in Flash. So,
yeah, it's like Frank said. Flash is. I didn't say you were the best. I said you did your best.
Anyway, so I'm just gonna drop a nice trailer here. Have you guys seen the Fuller House trailer? I know Ian's been looking forward to this one.
Go back to the story about the self-help guy, please.
Yeah. The full of it house.
Oh man.
The full of
So
BS
anyway.
house.
The fuller
come on
BS
now.
house.
I mean, Ian, we talked about this before because when you saw Girl Meets World, you were like, I think it's brought down by being on Disney rather than being on one of the channels that Boy Meets World was on, that they're trying to play to that audience more. And even though
my point was that it's a lot more kidified than Boy Meets World was.
Yeah, Boy Meets World
They were at that
has
age.
semi-serious topics at some point.
Yeah.
the thing about this is that it's done by Netflix, and they're pretty good at production, so they know their audience. So when they make this, at times it feels like I watched this trailer, and it feels like a lot of that stuff. I mean, there are moments where it's like they pull out catchphrases from the original show, so it does feel a little hokey at times. But I think it's good for people that want to see more Full House. I think they're going to get what they want with this.
I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this trailer.
He refuses
Oh,
to watch
he doesn't want spoilers. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not.
Spoiler.
No.
Spoiler.
How can he work on Fuller House? He's got grandfathered.
Huh? Who got
Stamos.
grandfathered?
Stamos. He's got that show grandfathered.
Well, Frank, they filmed the entire season at one go, and now it's going to be out in the summer.
And isn't that like one of the kids from the Full House?
Yeah,
Stephanie or whatever?
Yeah,
She's
that's
pretty
that's
hot.
the middle one. Oh, almost everybody comes back except I think the Olsen twins, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Can they even say their ABCs anymore?
Anyway, so Doug seems to be trying to block out the Full House-ness.
Yeah, I'm reading the back of this DVD case because I really don't give a shit.
Okay. Well, let me
So tell us how you really feel, Doug.
let me put out another trailer for you from Netflix.
Oh boy.
Pee-wee's Big Holiday date announcement.
Back to the box trailer here. Bleach season 1, episodes 1 through 20.
Pee-wee Herman.
P.P. Herman.
For your bunghole.
Oh look, English production by Viz Media LLC.
Cool. So
What's the significance of that?
he's reading off the back of a DVD because he doesn't care about art. Yeah.
I thought you
So-
read something from the trailer or something. I wasn't really paying attention to the trailer.
March 18th. So, what are your thoughts on this, Frank? As a Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Pee-wee's Playhouse fan.
Yeah, let's see what YouTube plays next.
The Tonight
Oh,
Show
Ruben
where he
announces.
announced it.
Oh,
Yeah.
bad YouTube.
So-
Get out of here.
So anyway, what are your thoughts, Frank?
Anything with more Pee-wee is good.
What?
Really?
Mhm.
What about you, Ian? I mean, you're getting your Fuller House, so now are you excited for your
Oh,
Except
he's
for you
not
go-
going to get any work done
Can we
now.
go back? It's like I'm with Doug. Can we go back to the self-help, please?
Well, I do have
Stare.
a
Stereo, bilingual, Japanese and English.
okay, so
Nice. Cool
so-
story, bro.
another quick news story. First Look Media keeps rebuilding ads comic site The Nib to stable of web properties. So The Nib is coming back.
What?
So The Nib, it was a site where, much like the Medium, or Medium.com, I think, where a lot of great artists publish their work. Now The Nib is coming back because it went away. Let's see. First Look Media, the digital media company funded by eBay co-founder Pierre Omidyar, has been slowly adding properties and growing its business since launching in 2013. Here's First Look's latest news. The Nib, the popular comic site founded by Pulitzer finalist and Herblock Prize winner Matt Bors, is now part of the First Look family. The Nib was previously hosted at Medium, which Bors left amid last summer's major editorial overhaul. The site will be relaunching this summer with an independent daily news publication and a newsletter. Because if you've ever, there's a lot of great, comics that have been on the Nib about things. So, and you guys don't care.
Right.
The Nib just got knobbed.
Oh, guys. I need to find some other cartoonists on here because
Nub.
even though Ian's an animator, well, he might care about this story since it involves computer stuff. Have you ever heard about X-Men Danger Room Protocols? Alright, I was listening to this. Yes, I got a link. I'm just checking with you. I listened to the Rubber Onion Animation podcast, and they brought up some stuff we were talking about, like the Fine Brothers and whatnot, and they brought up this internet web series that was a fan series that was being in production, X-Men Danger Room Protocols, where a guy basically took different characters from X-Men and had them fight for about 2 minutes, and he was going to do an 18-part series of the characters and release it on the internet. And this was IO9 reported on how it came to life. You know, the guy spent a year of his life and a lot of his savings working on it, and you know, it got written up in that article. This other one said Danger Room Protocols will take you back to the 90s. You know, he basically did like CG 3D figures and then filtered them so that they looked pixely. And then the next article, I think, is got to be an interesting point here.
So here's my question on that.
Yeah.
As it relates to X-Men Danger Room Protocols, did he get clearance from Marvel?
No, if you listen to the rest of my reporting, you'd understand. As the third article I'm leaking here, X-Men Danger Room Protocols shut down after 1 episode. and then he released a video where he said it was canceled because he spent a year of his life in sinking his savings into producing the series that he can't afford to fight Marvel over a legal battle right now, so he was canceling the production.
Well, wait a minute. My question is, what was he trying to release that on? Was he trying to make money from it, or was he just trying to put it on
that's
YouTube
the thing.
or something?
I heard about this on the Rubber Onion podcast, and they were talking about it. They said it sounded like he wanted to do this to try and get a job, to show what he could do. The problem was he was releasing it as an 18-part animated series that could be easily mistaken for something by the company. And I've watched the video, a copy of it that got put on a site, and at the end he talks about going to Gumroad and you can download, you know, behind the scenes stuff and tutorials as he was working, because he did like, I think all 18 parts. They were already done and he was just starting to release them. And yeah, so
well, I just my question though is like, where does the copyright part come in though? Like you could just keep animating or do drawings or whatever of a copyrighted thing. You know, you don't have to have permission for that. But I mean, is it where he's releasing it to people on the internet, or is he? If he's showing it to people to try to get a job, I thought...
Well, there's the confusion that if Marvel wanted to release something similar to this, people might confuse it with their product. Plus, it's their characters. You can't do a product like this of somebody else's characters without their consent, because... You know, if it was just one fan film, I could see them going, yeah, well, whatever. He wanted to do a series, and at the end of the video, he talks about going to Gumroad and picking up some of the extras he did and all this stuff. So like the podcast I listened to, they were talking about it. The hosts, Stephen and Rob, you know, Stephen was talking about it. He was like the guy was trying to get a job, and most people were like, you got what you're coming, you should have seen this coming, stupid. And he's like, I don't like that, because, like, you know, everybody was, you know, young and naive on the internet at some point, and and it's like, I agree with that to some extent, that, like, you know, there are things that I did when I was in my, you know, early 20s that looking back on, I go, but it's like, there's some stuff where it's like, at some point when he was sitting there, like, I'm sure he told somebody that he was putting his savings into doing something like this, and they went, dude, did you get their okay on it? Well, no, don't do this. No, you need to, you know, I mean...
you're messing around with copyrighted properties, and you're going to try to release it on the internet, and that's... no.
Well, that's my question is, like, how does that separate him from other fan fiction, though? Like, is it, like, really a product? Is he trying to make it, like, an actual product?
It doesn't matter. It's not a matter of money issues. Like, like, you know, Disney would have school kids would draw Mickey Mouse in their schools, and they'd hang it up on the walls, and Disney would make them tear them down on the walls.
Really?
Yeah,
they
there's
wouldn't-
actually
Holy
a
crap.
bootleg daycare is actually a website where they just show pictures of shit that they.
Yeah, it's a matter of what the company wants. You know, you can't like they say they say it's harming our brand, that people might interpret this as what the stuff looks like. Oh, is that what Disney looks like? I don't want to buy. You know, I'm not buying that if that's what their stuff look. You know, that's why that's why copyright exists, is because if you make something, you don't want somebody else going off posing as you. I mean, they're within their rights of it. It's just like. The kid's heart was in a certain place, but like he should have, like, you saw this coming. Like, you see this and you go,
Yeah,
oh, that's not going to end well. I don't.
Yeah, if this guy honestly sat there and was like, oh well, they're not gonna mind me doing a virtual version of their property, no matter if he's actually getting money for it or not. He was kidding himself. He should have known damn better, well better, that this was going to happen. That's why I mean, like, number one, did he get, like, even if he would have went to Marvel and said, which is basically Disney, and said, okay, I'm looking to do an internet series, and here is the first 3 episodes completed. Can I get finance to finish this? You know, and then
or even just it was not even a matter of finance. Like, if he could just say, is it okay if I put this out there and say I'm not making any money at it, if I'm just putting it out there as a fan, you know, to just come up and say, hey, I'm using your property and I'm making these things, and if people want to donate to me to get behind the scenes stuff, it's like, no, you don't have the clearance for that.
Yeah, he should have went to Marvel and at least gotten, you know, okay, am I allowed to do this? Do I have to put out any type of a statement saying this product is not licensed nor is created by Marvel Studios or Disney Media Interactive, blah, blah, blah. It's,
I mean, when it comes to fan art,
avenue.
When it comes to fan art, if you're at a convention and you're just selling drawings and somebody asks you or commissions you to draw a picture of Wolverine, you can do that. You can't start drawing pictures of all the Marvel characters on your website and say, I'm selling a print of you know, Wolverine, I'm selling a print of Cyclops and all these things. You can't just say, I've got this merch, because at any point in time, Marvel or Disney can put a cease and desist and go, hey, don't do that. That's our character. You can't make a regular income off of this thing. That's what this exists for. So,
well, are you saying legally it's okay if you do it, like if you commission somebody to do it, but it's not on the website?
A commission between two private, you know, an artist and whoever they're doing, it's like it's up to you whether or not you want to draw somebody else's character. But if somebody's commissioning you to draw something, that's different than going, hey, I'm going to draw somebody else's stuff and make the money from their characters. It's like, well, that's somebody else's IP, and it's not safe, because at any point in time they can say cease and desist. Like, if you made, you know, Star Wars had there's been a lot of fan art for all the time, but they've been cool with it. If at any time they could just say, hey, we don't want you releasing your unofficial graphic novel of what happens to Rey and Finn in the next, you know, if they decide that they don't want that, you can't do it. And there's really no recourse for it.
It's like, hey, Disney, I'm thinking of drawing a pink Wolverine. I'm thinking of him in my mind, and it's like, whoop, whoop, you get the police sirens coming at your door.
Well, it's not a matter of thinking it in your mind, Ian. It's that this person is putting this out there as a thing, and you know, is it possible that somebody could stumble upon this and think this is an
24-hour Brio could
what
be
the
a missing piece for you.
somebody running an ad? Ian, you should ask your
Have you
doctor.
turned that ad block off?
No, I didn't. Anyway,
Frankie.
So I'm just making a joke. Like, I don't know. I think fan fiction is a good thing.
It is within extremes. You know, it's like if you're supporting and saying, "Oh, I love this thing. I want to see more of it." You know, that's great. If you're like, "Screw the guy who created it. He did this wrong. Let's bring this in and make our own thing, and we're better than that." And that, you know, it's like if they don't hurt the thing that you're trying to be a fan of.
So I get you're trying to be the devil's advocate, make us discuss it and everything, but should he have been allowed to do what he was trying to do?
No.
Ian's sitting there with his project of how he was going to make Superman and CG, and he's like, bye, the single tear rolling down his eye as he deletes. So,
Well, like if I'm gonna do it, just like on my personal time, just to show friends or something like that.
That's not what this guy was doing, though.
That's not what he was doing, Ian.
Yeah, this guy was trying to make money off of somebody else's IP indirectly.
Well, that's what I was asking Ben. Is he trying to make it a product? Is he trying to make money?
At the end of the video, he said, "Go to my Gumroad and pick up the behind the scenes stuff and models and all these things." Yeah, that's kind of a problem. You can't do that. You can't run your own business with other people's IP. That's why copyright exists.
Well, I didn't know he was trying to make money off of it.
Even then, it's still a matter of, well, if Marvel wants to release their own thing, and here's his thing, and they're like, ours is a lot better than that. People want to get them confused. It's like, that's, yeah. Anyway, so, real quick, AWN. Sony rounds up... What? Am I doing too many news stories here, Ian? Sony rounds up voice cast for Smurfs. Yeah, because I wasn't waiting till the last minute.
Well, I usually do I limit mine. I try to do a standard of 5.
I try and limit too, but then I just found stories. And like I said, I wasn't planning on making each of these big long stories. So
you knew we were going to talk about them. Don't you act all dumb and innocent.
Oh, it's my fault. You guys talk too much. Okay. So Sony rounds out voice cast for Smurfs: The Lost Village. So look at the cast. They've got Mandy Patinkin in there.
Who the hell is she?
He was Rube on Dead Like Me.
You have killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yes. He'll be Papa Smurf. Jack McBrayer from Wreck-It Ralph and 30 Rock. What?
Who was
It was Jonathan Winters, I think. Is that it? But anyway, let's see. Danny Pudini, Pudi. Yeah,
Pudi Tang.
No. I just thought, I don't know, if they're going to reboot it and have different actors and everything, it's like, well, at least it looks like they're going to keep it all animated, rather than that, animated in the real world crap.
This sucks. I
don't know, I like Mandy Patinkin. I'll see anything he's in at least once, so.
And
anyway.
That's what's wrong with this country.
Okay, so anyway... Shout and Studio 100 announced multi-picture deal for Maya the Bee.
Oh, boy.
Frank and I... Damn it. Damn it. You alright there, Frank?
God damn it.
Well, we grew up on Maya the Bee, didn't we, Frank?
It's another cheesy, shitty... kids who they're just trying to grab money on.
Oh, man.
This has got to be the worst podcast ever.
What? Why you guys gotta be haters?
The Smurfs and the Smurfs and Sucko the Bee. Okay, yeah.
I mean, look. Ian and I are animators. I mean, neither of us are working on these properties, but it's something I want to talk about.
Oh, boy.
I understand it's not a real job like working at Walmart, but still, I want to talk about it.
It hurts.
Well, what's the discussion behind this, though? Like, is there some kind of deep philosophical thing from this?
Does it have to have a deep discussion? I thought we were talking about reboots and spin-offs and...
This is why most reboots and spin-offs suck, bro.
I was going to talk about the Powerpuff Girls reboot and stuff, and the
Oh my
Magic
god.
School Bus reboot.
No.
The Betty Boop new TV series. But you know what?
Hell.
You guys don't get any of that.
Is that what our main topic is? Is
reboots? No, you guys aren't getting any of that now because you're crying. So let's just move on to the main topic then. Because no, let's just move on to the main topic, shall we?
Yeah. What will we do now?
Well, like honestly, like as far as news articles, I really don't. I try to just do articles that do this spark discussion. You know, like when Frank started complaining about the articles, I was like, you know what, he's right. We should only do news about stuff that makes us talk about stuff. You know, I mean, we could talk about reboots and stuff on other parts of the show or after the show or whatever. You know.
Well, I think there's something to be said about like having a main topic about like reboots and whatnot, because there's a really big philosophical thing between the reboots that should exist and like sequels that should exist, and also those same type of properties that just have no right to exist whatsoever.
Well, I mean, you know, they brought back Popples, you know, and they're bringing back, you know, they're doing a Trolls movie. They've done board game movies. They're doing, you know.
Wow. Trolls, huh?
And they wonder why people download and torrent movies.
Oh yeah, I just totally want to steal that Trolls movie. I can't wait to see that Tootsie Roll. And then,
well, that's also because these properties are so tarnished and so laid down and rolled over that it's not worth $8 to go to the movie to see half of them.
Well,
like the new Transformers movie, is that really a cinematic experience that you want to spend $10 on, not including
it's a Transformer.
I think we have a Transformer.
All right.
But
well,
yeah, I mean, like if you want to do like these spin-offs or whatever, just you know, talk about like your reboots, like. Your article could be reboots, and then you could just talk about the various things that are coming out.
The thing is that I just bring these up because these are news stories that come out. Like, hey, did you hear there's going to be a Troll movie? Hey, did you hear there's going to be a this? They're relaunch. Oh, hey, there's an announcement of this. And I just tend to mention out there and go, hey, guys, did you hear this? And you can say, yeah, good idea, bad idea. I don't need everything to be a deep philosophical discussion. I feel like every time I bring a news story out here, I'm getting judged on it. All right.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe like organize them together. So say here's the reboots that I've lined up for today, and you could just spot them off and stuff. And then like if anybody has anything to say about a couple of them or one of them, you know, I'm just saying organize them. I guess I don't know.
Anyway. So, you can play the outro for the news segment, Ian. I think the news is done.
Oh, sorry, wrong one. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't even have it. I had to
Sorry,
clap.
man. Didn't mean to give you so much hate, bro.
Don't call me a bra.
Okay, bro.
Anyway.
Bruh.
So anyway, today's main topic of the show is going to be on YouTube multi-channel networks.
Oh, no.
Now, what do you mean, oh no, Frank? Are you scared?
No,
He's a scared.
I don't have much to say about this other than boo, boo.
Not a fan of networks?
Not for us with what we do, no.
No? So if we got picked up by a network,
We're the little guy.
you'd be
We're
jumping
not-
shit?
But they take a good chunk. We don't get a chunk. We got little pebbles.
Okay, how about you, Doug? What are your thoughts on multi-channel networks?
I'm a little torn because there's a lot of people I follow on YouTube that are in an MCN, and that's something I have looked into in the past as well. So, like for me, I've seen the best of MCNs. I've also seen the worst in the users that I follow. So I can see why they have MCNs, but as a whole, it depends on the situation for each YouTuber, because there's a lot of avenues to go down when you're thinking of one. So, in general, I like the idea of it.
Because I know if you go to YouTube and Google multi-channel networks, you'll see a lot of videos going, "Don't join this one. They're horrible," or "Don't do this. You need to know this before you look into it." It's like, you do need to have your eyes open about it and actually read about who you're signing up with to do any kind of business with. And I've been looking into it because, I'd like to find something with some other animation channels and other animators and try and get a little bit of guidance and assistance and some, maybe some collaborations and whatnot. So here's a couple articles on MCNs, like, should you join a YouTube network, the pros and cons with at Real SEO. Another one, let's see. I'll just put these in the blog, but let's see.
Sir, will you be linking these in the description?
In the YouTube description, no, unfortunately, but I will be linking them in the blog at NoRightsProductions.com, which you should obviously read every week.
Cheap plug.
But the main one I've been looking at was Channel Frederator, which I'll link that one here. I went to their contact page and entered my email, and they said it said that they would get back to me, but I also did the apply thing. So I don't know if I meet the requirements for joining because they don't publish those on their site. It's a little odd. But then again, I don't know. I like their offerings. If on their site they list how many members in their network, how many views the whole network has seen. They say that if you're a member of it, you get access to a stock music and sound effects library for free that you get to communicate and collaborate with other people, and you also get a chance to go into a what's the words they use for it? A thing where they help you coach you along for so many weeks at a time. I don't know.
So when you,
I don't know. Contact the Fine Brothers for that information.
I mean,
is the Revision 3? Isn't that a giant network that a lot of people go to?
I don't know. I remember. I think. Who was that one guy? Ben Heck, I think he was on Revision 3 for a while, and then I think they moved to something else. I don't know. Is Revision 3 still around? I know a lot of people jump ship on them after a point.
I have to look it up. I think they still are around, but I think they're not as big as they used to be.
It's kind of like that G4 network kind of thing. Like, when that went away, so did... Yeah. So... But yeah, Channel Frederator, when they do a show, they'll do like Kickstarters for the projects. Let's see, they also published a definitive guide to making YouTube thumbnails that will be clicked. Thought I'd post that out there. Frank could use some help making thumbnails for our.
Do you have a documentary on that too?
What?
The documentary is called
Thumbnails.
And then I think Mondo Media is another. Mondo Media is another one of those networks, because they've got the Happy Tree Friends and some other animation things. But I was looking at Channel Frederator because they seem to take on a decent number of people. They've got Simon's Cat is on there. Let's see, what other members they got? Simon's Cat, Sam Media. I mean, Frederator does, they've done a decent number of cartoons, Adventure Time, Fairly Odd Parents, they started being Puppy Cat. So, I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on multi-channel networks in general? Because a lot of the argument goes that they take, it's 70-30, you keep 70% of your revenue and they take 30% of the chunk, but that's after YouTube takes their 45% to begin with, so it's of your 55%.
Well, they could be more secure. That could be a more secure thing there.
Well, that's the thing too. It also depends on, at least in my opinion, what your network's doing for you. If your network is retweeting out, oh, I have a new video up, and gives you really good tools to help make better videos, you're going to make money because they're making money. You know what I mean? Machinima used to be really good for that, but I've heard a little bit of the downside on that recently.
If we made a bunch of money and could afford to give them that big a chunk, Ben, sure. But we don't.
Well,
make
Frank,
a
it's
big
not
chunk.
all about the ad revenue money, Frank. If partnering with a network would actually give us opportunities to say, as I'm an animator, I'm trying to work it as an animation channel. If I were to collaborate with them and they say, hey, there's this Let's Player who wants an animated intro, why don't you collaborate with them and then you'll get more views on your videos by playing their stuff.
Okay, time out. I found revision 3, okay? I'm on their home
You found
page.
it before Frank found the butts.
I just want to show you this real quick. On their home page, there's a video that says, "Awful girl gets naked with fries and ketchup."
Why don't you just do a
What
screen
in
share?
the blue hell? Because I'm actually casting. Well, I'm casting off my phone. That's why.
Oh.
So yeah, if you go to revision3.com, it actually looks like it got bought out by Discovery because it's now listed as a Discovery Digital Network. So,
So that's what that D News is from, huh?
It might be.
Discovery.
But yeah, awful girl gets naked with fries and ketchup. Sketchy.
She wants it her way. Anyway.
No, it's sweet sour sauce all over my body.
Anyway.
Ma'am, please pull around. She wants it her way. Come on.
Dane Cook. Anyway, so I don't know. What are your thoughts on multi-channel networks? I mean, technically, We As We Are is a multi-channel network because, I've got a YouTube channel. Frank has a YouTube channel that he's hosting our video games and chill videos on. Ian's got a channel that he's hosting at least two of the podcasts, maybe 3.
Yeah,
so
something like that. I have a backup channel for episodes,
And well, for the episodes that you recorded when I was out of town, and Doug has a channel which I really need to put a featured link to on my page. But we're all a loose collaboration of channels. But these networks they manage some of the ad revenue, and then they also manage promoting your stuff on other sites, or I don't know, protecting. Like, that's another thing with networks, is that they would help you with the copyright strike problems. Although there's been a lot of issue with some people that that certain channels, it's not as strong as it used to be. I guess, I don't know.
Actually, I just thought of that's a good side discussion though. Is like, what do you think about YouTube channels that have like affiliate channels on them, where like you have, you could. Isn't there a thing where you could click on other channels on that the person has or whatever,
Yeah, if you go to their page, they have friends and featured channels or recommended channels. I mean, on my page, I've got Frank's page, I've got your page. I need to put Doug's on there, but I'll pin everybody out there.
If you do like Let's Plays, and then you have, like podcasts and your, like vlogs and stuff, is it good to separate those in the channels, or is it good to just mishmash all those together in one channel?
I think it might be like if you produce content regularly and people come to things, they're like, I come to your show for your thing for podcasts. I'm here for this Let's Play BS. It's like, it could be good, but it's like our subscriber count right now. I'd rather put everything I have in a channel and worry about separating it later when I have enough content. I don't know.
I don't separate my content. I'm more of the type of guy who kind of leaves most of it just in the linear scape. That way it's easier. Okay, well, this was done in February of 2016. I used to think about actually separating the content by style and by topic.
I've separated stuff by playlist and stuff. So if you go to my channel page, if you look at mine, it has I have stuff separated into sections. So there's the podcast each season, and then I've got my different Let's Play series, and each of those are in different. I've got the different shelves for playlists, I think is how they classify it.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
It's an afternoon to sit through and straighten out. I could be better about how I organize stuff, but what do you think, Franklin?
About what?
I don't know,
What
man.
specific
I'd like to
thing
get on.
would you like me to comment on, Ben?
What were you talking about?
We've been having a conversation, and you're sitting there, butts. So anyway,
Whack it off in the trailer.
I just think that I'd like to be on Frederator, channel Frederator. I think it'd be good. I don't know if they're gonna accept me or not. I hope if they do reject me, that they tell me why. And I can work on building that up, either building up my subscriber base or my views or the feature my feature content. I don't know. I think I could use some better guidance on how to do things. A little bit of mentoring, I think, would help me. Well.
Yeah, I can't believe Frank's there. He's just already wearing down, man. We haven't even started the Minecraft or the trivia yet.
Well, hey, here's this thing that I don't. I tell Ben, don't bring these topics that I have one comment on, and that's it. It's like, for some people, I'm sure it'll expose them to other great things, and great minds will meet, and
well, isn't it something you got to think about though? Like, if you want to start doing like video editing and making a bunch of let's plays.
I can do that shit on my own. YouTube's full of tutorials.
Don't tell Frank to start doing editing. He's going to start doing jump cuts out the ass. Just, when I think about Minecraft, that's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, but you see, Frank, that's not planning for your future though. That's less secure when
it's not a real job.
Yep, not a real job.
Alright, guys, is it time to roll up our sleeves and get into some trivia?
I guess we could. I think we need to hang up our hats, man.
Well, we've been bullshitting since 8:30, so another 3 hours deep with trivia.
Alright.
I want to go to bed before sunrise, guys.
Don't lie, Franklin.
I want to see my family. Who's holding my family?
Alright, trivia time!
Alright,
Yeah, trivia the end. Trivia at the end is not a real job.
it's not real trivia.
Alright, since this is a title match with Doug, we're going to let him pick the topic for this week.
Okay. We're going to go with music and 80s hair bands if they have it.
So we're gonna do 80s. We're gonna do 80s music.
80s hair metal.
'Cause it's 80s night. Oh what a night.
That would be ladies' night, sir. Check your privilege.
It's a joke, son. Don't you get jokes?
Check your privilege. Yes,
Let's
hair
see.
metal.
Tough. The best 80s hair band songs or hair bands or hair rock lyrics. Hair metal.
Oh, how about we go lyrics? Because some of the hair stuff from the 80s I may not know, so it actually might create a level playing field.
Okay. Do we want difficult or average? Frank?
Even the easy ones end up hard and the hard ones end up easy. Does it fucking matter?
Let's do average then. Oh wait, that's lyrics to hair. That's lyrics to hair. Let's do hair rock lyrics. I don't know any of the lyrics to hair. Give me a head with hair, long beautiful hair.
Frank's
All
like,
right.
none of this even matters.
I want to see my family. All right, who's
He just
saying
wants
the
to get to
following
Minecraft.
lyrics?
I've
She's
been
like the
playing
wind
Minecraft
in the
whole time.
rain.
What are you talking about?
and the flowers in the pain, she is everything. Is that Bon Jovi, Dan Reed Network, Love Hate, or Nelson?
So it's my turn. I'll just say Nelson.
Damn.
I want to say it's either Bon Jovi or Nelson. I'm going to say Nelson.
Repeat it for me.
She's like the wind and the rain, and the flowers and the pain. She is everything. Remember, Ian, he's on his phone.
Oh, yeah. Get off that phone.
Is that Bon
Bon
Jovi?
Jovi.
Dan Reed Network? Alright. Franklin?
I'm gonna say Bon Jovi too.
Alright. Oh, it was Dan Reed Network from Rainbow Child!
See, level playing field. That way, a true winner that's not Nate will come out of this.
She's trying to get in, she wants out, doing some time for small crimes to herself. Is that Love Hate, Skid Row, Vixen, or Faster Pussycat? Oh boy. Small crimes to herself. I'm going to say Skid Row.
Faster Pussycat.
I say Faster Pussycat as well.
And I will as well.
Oh great, thanks guys. Oh, it was Love Hate. From one of my favorite songs, She's an Angel, says the guy who made this
Who cares
quiz.
to talk about this guy's favorite song?
She was a ballerina on a subway train, stiletto heels and a candy cane. Is it Cinderella, Aerosmith, Pretty Boy Floyd, or Skid Row? Doug, this one's yours.
Damn, these are good questions. See, Cinderella.
Yeah, I was going to go with Cinderella too.
Sounds like Cinderella.
Ian?
Ian.
This is the title match.
Wouldn't it be great if this title match nobody got anything?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Aerosmith.
Play in like a
All
soccer
right.
game, 0-0.
And the answer... Oh, it was Skid Row. The big guns. Nobody is
that
good. Nobody.
That-
We all guessed Cinderella.
Oh
Damn, I
my
know.
goodness.
All right.
Dog would at
Gonna
least have
scream.
one.
Gonna scream, gonna rock till the walls come down. She is wild, she is tough, she is new in town. It's a Slaughter, Sons of Angels, Cinderella, or Warrant.
It's my turn.
Frank?
Warrant?
I was gonna go with Warrant.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Warren.
Slaughter.
Let's
Fuck
hope
it.
somebody gets one of these, man. I mean, no, it was Sons of Angels.
This is the greatest quiz ever.
This tells you none of us were into hair metal, apparently. Don't come running to me. I know I've done all I can. A hard-loving woman just like you just makes a hard-loving man. Was it Bon Jovi, Great White, White Snake, or White Lion? Ian?
Let me see. White Snake.
White Snake? I guess.
Yeah, I love that song, White Snake, Slide It In.
Slide it in.
Can you repeat that for me again?
Don't come running to me. I know I've done all I can. A hard-loving woman like you just makes a hard-loving man. Bon Jovi, Great White, White Snake, White Lion.
I'll go Great White.
Okay.
You know, it's the first time they've appeared on this quiz. I'll say my boy's White Lion. It's probably wrong, but...
And the answer...
White Snake!
It was White Snake! Oh,
There you go.
finally! Somebody has finally earned some points. Ian and I have earned some points. Oh, somebody. This wasn't going to be a perfect zero title match. It would be embarrassing. I'm in a private hell. I won't get fooled again. They want to see me die. Is it Love Hate, Tiger Tails, Faster Pussycat, or Almighty? I'm going to just say Faster Pussycat. Doug?
Love-hate.
I'm going with Almighty.
Faster Pussycat.
Almighty.
Ian actually gets one. Well,
Oh shit.
he's coming on ahead, guys. We better jump to it. That psychedelic crap coming through the front door, getting kicked out the back door. Was it Bang Tango, Firehouse, Kicks, or Enough's Enough? This will be me, huh? I'm gonna say Enough's Enough.
I'll go with Bang Tango.
Firehouse.
I'll go with Kicks.
Get Tested, Mother Approved.
Bang Tango.
I'm on the board. I'm on
Also,
the board.
Did Doug
Doug
just
got
get
that
that
one.
one?
Yeah, Doug got
Yep.
that one.
Doug's finally on the board then.
Yeah.
So far, he and I are tied for second place. A Bungle in the Jungle ought to do the trick for me.
What?
Danger, Danger, Warrant, Poison, or Motley Crue? Doug, this one's yours? I've heard that line.
Motley Crue, I guess.
I'm gonna say
See-
Danger, Danger.
The reason why I picked this quiz is because the hair metal is the worst the amount of metal I've ever not listened to. So this would have been perfect. That's why I'm losing, because I don't know very much about
I'm
it.
gonna say Poison. And Ian, what do you say?
I'm going with Poison as well.
All right.
Dang.
It was
Yay!
Danger, Danger. Frank. So now everybody has a point at least.
Yes.
Well, it'd be great if Ian wins this by 1 point. My hair's too long, and you can't pronounce my name. My favorite songs, everybody says, are lame. Danger, Danger, Poison, Enough's Enough, Warrant. Ian, I think, or is this Frank? Frank? I think it's Frank.
I'm gonna say Enough's Enough.
That's what
I'm gonna
it's
say-
like.
I'm going to say Enough's Enough as well.
I'm going with Poison.
What was the choices again?
Danger, Danger, Poison, Enough's Enough, Warrant.
I'll go with Warrant.
Okay? And the answer, Enough's
Enough's
Enough.
Enough.
Frank and I, Ian and I are now tied, and Ian, Frank,
So am
and I, we're all in a three-way tie now.
We're in a three-way.
No, we're
Whoa.
not, Frank. Not in any way, shape, or form. She wanted me to feed her, so I mixed up the batter, and she licked the beater. Is that Kiss, Cinderella, Motley Crue, or Warrant? Ian?
You're probably totally wrong, but I'm just gonna say Kiss.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that sounds like something Kiss would say.
I'm gonna say Kiss.
Warrant.
Alright. And the answer,
Oh, Warren.
Was Warrant.
Now we got a four-way.
well, we got a four-way tie of two.
Twos all around.
22 years of mental tears, cries a suicidal Vietnam vet. Was it Slaughter, Bon Jovi, Poison, or Winger?
Oh Christ!
What the hell?
I
What
know.
the fuck?
That just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
I'm gonna say Winger. But I don't
I'm
care.
gonna say Bon Jovi.
All right,
I'm gonna say Slaughter.
What was the other option?
Poison. You
No,
gonna say
what-
Poison there?
No, what's the 4 options?
Slaughter, Bon Jovi, Poison, or Winger?
Give me the line again.
22 years of mental tears, cries a suicidal Vietnam vet.
The fuck?
It's horrible.
Oh man. Damn. I will go with Bon Jovi. Fuck it.
All right. And the
Ride or
answer...
die.
Poison.
That's deep.
No one
for
got that one
poison.
again.
Nobody guessed poison. All right. Yep. 12 of 15. Life's ambition occupy my time. Priorities confuse the mind. Was that by Extreme, Aerosmith, Bon Jovi, or Kicks? Whose turn is this one?
I don't know.
I think it's mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Doug?
Go Aerosmith, I guess.
I'm
I
going to
guess
say
Extreme.
Yeah.
More
Extreme.
than words.
Ian? Which one are you going with?
I'll go Aerosmith.
Aerosmith. And the answer is
Yeah.
Extreme. Frank and I are now tied for first place.
Hey, it was
Between
Whole
the
Heart. I
devil-
kind of know that song.
Between the devil and the deep blue sea, that crazy woman put a spell on me. Is that Motley Crue, Kiss, Almighty, or Sons of Angels? Franklin?
Motley Crue?
I was going to say Motley Crue. That sounds like one of their bits.
Kiss.
I'll just go with Kiss again myself.
All right, and the
That's a
answer,
good fallback.
is Almighty.
No, wait.
Oh well. On the street where you live, the girls talk about their social lives. Was it Motley Crue, Aerosmith, Bon Jovi, or Danger Danger?
Who said the word "the" in a song?
Okay, is it my turn?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna say Danger Danger.
I'm gonna go with Bon Jovi. I don't think I picked that one.
You say Motley Crue was an option?
Yes.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
I'll go with Crue.
I would say Bon Jovi.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was Bon Jovi. So now Frank pulls in the lead, and we have one more question that will decide this title match.
Dun, 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 dun,
The last question.
Well, wait a minute. You could still be
That's if I don't at least tie him with this one, or if Ian you don't at least tie him, he would win. I'm on the lame train. I got a first class ticket. Enough's enough. Faster Pussycat, Tiger Tails, or Firehouse. Is this Doug's call?
Oh man. Jeez. What's the choices again?
Enough's enough. Faster Pussycat, Tiger Tails, or Firehouse.
Firehouse, I guess.
I say Tiger Tails.
I'm gonna say Firehouse.
I'm gonna go with Enough's Enough because it really is.
Ian just wants this all to be over. He wants to go home and see his family.
Yeah.
And the answer is Faster Pussycat.
That was gonna be my second guess.
Well, it doesn't matter, Frank, because you won. So, congratulations. You have won the title match. You have stolen Doug's belt.
Yeah. Seventh title match.
Greatest.
So let's cut to Frank's camera now and watch him celebrate. Congratulations,
First, I'd like to
Frank,
thank God
for helping you make
for
up
getting this the
answers.
fuck over so I can go to bed.
Oh, you're not going to bed.
I know. Who am I kidding? I'd like to thank Mountain Dew for keeping me awake. No, this is Sirs this week.
Well, congratulations, Frank. You've probably won your first trivia in I don't know how long, and you have also won the title match. So now you can meet Doug and take his belt and meet him over the head with it. And now we cut to the loser in his corner, Doug. How's it feel to have your championship taken from you?
Frank, this isn't over. I'm coming for what is mine as I'm invoking my rematch clause.
Is that behind the Santa Claus?
No. In every single title match, should the champion lose his title, he gets an automatic rematch at his leisure. And let me tell you something, my leisure is whenever I see fit. So I'm coming for what is mine. Enjoy that belt because you are not keeping it long.
He's coming for you, Hogan. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody on the show tonight for going crazy. I'd like to thank my co-host Ian for his new stories and manning the trivia boat, because that one, I don't know where that one went tonight. My brother for putting up with the show, because
I think I picked the topping next week. I think.
I'd like to thank Doug for gracing us with the challenge of the title match, and I'd like to thank myself for not destroying all of you with my might and will. I will. Anyway, it's been a long night, folks.
No.
And after this, at least 3 of us are going to go play some Minecraft.
Yeah, no chance in hell.
Oh, well, come on, Doug. You want to craft the mines till the break of dawn?
Nope.
Well, with that all said, I'd like... Yes, Franklin?
Before we get out of here, this is fucking adorable.
Did you find a picture of the butts? Let me see if you found... Did you find a
adorable.
picture of the butts?
You can.
Take a
That's what
look.
it's all about.
Oh, it's Basset Hound sitting up.
Learning to sit.
Okay.
It's fucking adorable.
Congratulations. You're dragging the show on now, even though you want to just go home and see your family.
I'm the winner now. I can do as I please.
Oh man, you know the most about hair metal apparently, Frank. Congratulations. Enjoy that prize while it lasts. So, anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for sticking around. Who am I kidding? Nobody stuck around this long. For tuning in. And until next time, we'll see you on the other side.
Ahsoka.
It's coming. To find out more, visit NoRightsProductions.com. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NoRights. And hey, why don't you check out my Tumblr at NoRights.tumblr.com.